Hello, and welcome back to Dice and Mimics, a group of friends who like playing D&D, who like having fun, and who like trolling me. And admittedly, I like trolling them back, so let's see how that goes. As usual, joining me tonight, we have Annette as a rather croaky Talia Darkfawn.
Hello, darlings.
Yeah, sorry about that. The cold is going around. Oof. Ben as both Valdision and Ert.
Good evening.
We have Steph as Vienna, who may not say anything as she is currently trying to eat food.
I've just switched off mute just for this purpose. Hello. And then I will go on mute again.
Okay. We have Reese as Blossom.
Hello.
And we have Aaron as Xandal.
Ahoy, hoy.
Nikki Fish is unfortunately, I believe, busy. Not certain. If she shows up, great. If not, I will take over Fish, or we will leave Fish somewhere. We'll see. Anyway, to pick up where we left off last time, our adventurers continued with general housekeeping in Mahan. They met up with the mysterious underground, having dinner with the free drills. Got some... Basically managed to get onto neutral ground. No one's going to step on anyone else's toes, is basically what came out of that. There was a couple of shock reveals and subtle threats, just the normal sort of thing when you meet a giant thieves guild who operate underneath the city. It's fine.
But they're not a thieves guild.
They're not, no. They are an underground black market, thieves, assassins, whatever they need to be. Anyway, they then came across the Bone Claw and ended up apparently killing it, only to later find out they had not killed it. They had merely disincorporated it and...
It's coming for you,
Under my
Xandal.
bed.
It's coming for you, Xandal.
Yeah, it's now the monster under Xandal's bed. Xandal had a chat with Rachna via astral projection to get some information. Val managed to finally get Mortimer to spill what he knew, seeing as Mortimer was now a bit happier because they had actually fought the Bone Claw rather than running away from it. In the meantime, Vienna had an attempted kidnapping, where she then afterwards got in contact with apparently another patron, or a member of her patronage, Lady Winter, who offered to allow her a boon. She would make sure that the hags didn't bother her anymore about this orb business, as long as, obviously, Vienna did something for her in the way of Allfey, and requested that she go and find one of the soulbound items known as Winter's Moon. The party then moved around the city, getting together what they believed they may or may not need for this trip, and met back up at the Jigging Jester, which is where we left off last time. So, you are all sat... Oh, I should also mention, sorry, completely, almost forgot, we are using Syrinscape again. Have sort of sorted out a couple of little bits here and there, so fingers crossed it'll work a bit smoother. We'll see. But again, thank you to Syrinscape. So, you are all currently sat in the Jigging Jester, looking at each other as you were planning on what to do next.
I think the main plan was to go and buy some horses. I don't need a horse, but I think I'll summon an elk rather than a warhorse. Probably be a bit better in the snow. But yeah, are we still planning on going and actually buying our own horses and having them stabled here at the Jigging Jester? When we're not using them?
Yeah, I think that was the plan. Quick question. I'm trying to remember the words. Come on, words. The sequence of happenings. Didn't the Bone Claw thing happen after we made these plans?
Before.
The Bone Claw. Yeah, the Bone Claw happened immediately after the meal with the underground. You guys had the meal with the underground, headed home. On the way back to the Jigging Jester was when you encountered and fought the Bone Claw. So it was you then went to sleep, which is when Xandal had it scrape the floor under his bed.
Right.
And it was the next morning that you began searching for things like horses and travel necessities, winter clothing, etc.
Yeah, I was just trying to remember if the plan was because I think I saw Vienna saw Lady Winter before the Bone Claw thing because
Yes.
that might
before
change
the
our
Bone Claw.
plans. So
But from the information Val and Xandal got, they know it's likely that the Bone Claw is acting oddly for a Bone Claw and may go into hiding for a while, depending on what its master tells it to do.
okay, I just wanted to clarify that. That's all.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, I think the plan was we got as warm clothing as we could
Yeah.
get.
Yes,
and,
you got clothing that would stand you in good stead, probably about 3/4 of the way up to
yeah.
the Arctic areas.
Where's the nearest beach?
The nearest beach to Maham. I mean, there's 2 docks.
Right. Okay. So yeah.
I don't think we'll do
Don't
beach
we need to
episode. I think we'll actually do
divvy
this.
out potions as well.
Yeah. Just make sure we're fully stocked up before we actually go anywhere.
Shall we do an inventory of who has what?
Sure.
I have 3 potions of greater healing, and I have 4 potions of standard healing. Who needs what?
Why do I have coconuts?
You picked them up on the ship when we were. God, you picked them up ages ago.
But I know I've actually only just had a look through my inventory.
I mean, looking through your bagging and finding these coconuts, they're probably still just okay, but they are on the point.
Oh, they're probably all gross on the inside. Ew.
Maybe I should get rid of them.
Rook is quite happy to take those and dispose of them for you.
Yeah, I will get rid of those.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I've not been keeping track of any of our potions, but my inventory does say that I have 1 potion of healing. So
I have none.
Okay, so
None here either.
Yeah, I don't believe I have.
would you like? What would you like? Would you like a standard potion or a greater?
You keep hold of them for now. I'll probably go and see if we can get some more.
I mean, I bought out the alchemist.
Damn it. No, you keep hold of them for now.
Okay. I mean, it would be easier if you had them, because then it costs a whole action for me to give you a potion. Whereas if you
should we split them amongst each other and give some to Ert as well? Because
well, I'll keep just a potion of greater, and I'll keep 2 standard, I think, and then you guys can divvy up 2 standard and 2 greater amongst yourselves. Is that fair?
If I take 1 standard and 1 greater.
Yes, you'll take 1 standard and 1 greater. Okay.
Yeah.
Ert
So
can grab
I'll
a
move.
greater, but she's also got like healing spells that she can do. So
I also have healing spells, so Blossom maybe.
Okay, so I've got 1
no, I
potion
could
of
use
greater
that.
for myself, and then I've given 1 to Vienna and 1 to Ert.
Mhm.
Let me leave the rest, and then we'll divvy up the standard.
Something else to point out that maybe better belongs to Ert is I do have some diamonds.
I have diamonds on me as well. I believe we divvied up the some in the book. Ert has 1. I have 1. Because
I
I
have
can
300
do gentle
golds
repose
worth.
and stuff. I have 300 golds worth of diamonds.
Okay,
as well.
so as long as we've all got some to spare.
It's
that's
just so
fine.
that not just the healer has diamonds, so if she
Yeah.
loses any or uses 1, there's still spare.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, so 1 standard to you as well, Vienna, was it?
Yeah, I've taken a standard
well.
and a greater.
Okay, I have two.
It's taken a
One more
greater.
potion. One more potion of healing to give out.
Yeah, I think I was taking one.
You want to take one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Just standard, right? You might.
Yes. Because you've got your beads as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Right. So I've got 2 potions of healing, standard and a greater for myself. Vienna, you have 1 greater and 1 standard. Val, you've taken. Wait. Did you take? You got
Took a
Leon
greater.
I think.
But
Oh,
Val's
took a
already
greater,
got
yeah.
a standard, and he's got his touchy touch.
Cool. I've still got 100 gold's worth of medicinal herbs. Randomly.
Yep.
Okay. I think that's about it for divvying up potion. Does anyone want a monster aspect potion? Wait, no, I gave one to the alchemist, so I should only have 1 left.
You had 2. So
Yeah, hang on,
You
I'll
gave
get
one.
rid of one of those. I've still got 2 in my inventory for some reason. I should only have 1. That's now been rectified. Okay, cool. Let's go buy horses.
all right. So, are you all going, or
Xandal will hover around here.
I'll go. Sorry, I had chicken all over my fingers. I'll.
Let's go horse shopping, Vienna.
I'll go with, because
Who else?
like it was me and Vienna that negotiated the original deals. So
Yeah, makes sense.
so you guys make your way out of the Jigging Jester and northwards to Lucky's ranch. Making your way there, you get to the ranch and you see the same stable hand who you saw before. It's only been a couple of hours since you were last here. Turns around and sees you and goes, hello? You made a decision?
Yes.
Yes, we'd like to buy some horses, if that's all right.
Okay, so you're wanting the hardiest horses, the Shire horses, yeah?
Yes, please.
They're the ones.
Okay, and how many are you wanting?
1 for myself.
1 for me.
1 for Ert. I'm guessing one for Blossom, and then Xandal will be riding Hagar.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 4 Shire horses, so that'll be 2,000 gold, if you don't mind. He holds that
So
hand.
it's 500
How
each.
much is that?
So
500 each. Yeah, okay.
yeah, Ert will have gone as well, and she hands over her 500 gold.
Yeah, I hand over 500.
Sound about right.
Okay, everyone hands over their gold, and he goes, alright, well, follow me, and you can each pick out a horse. And he guides you over to a paddock about round. It's like you go round the ranch house and round the back, and you walk past a couple of paddocks. You can see there's one with like donkeys, one with ponies, one with regular horses, and then he guides you to this one with these tall, beefy Shire horses covered in much thicker hair, almost resembling fur. And he goes, right, well, go ahead and pick out your horses. One each. Well, there's 4 of you here, so pick 1 each, and I'll get tack and saddles ready, and you can take them wherever it is you go to stable them.
Which one has the darkest fur?
There is one that is completely black.
I'll take that one.
Okay.
Is there any that's like bright pink?
No. The colors range. There's black. There's sort of a chestnutty color. There's a couple that are sort of almost like a blue, not quite bluey, but like slate color that you get on horses. So like the light grey with almost a blue tinge to it.
I'm going
And
to
there's a
claim
couple
that
that
one.
are cream.
If
Yep,
there's a couple
okay.
that are that colour, Ert will grab one of those as well.
Yeah. Okay. So
And
2
whilst
of
the
slate.
interaction's just been going on, Val's just going to have been sat there doing his ritual to get his elk.
Okay. I mean, fair enough. You don't actually need the elk yet, but
Yeah, you don't need it. We got.
Oh yeah, fair point. I'll do it on the ship.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I'll probably resummon Queenie on the ship as well.
Okay.
Is there an extra fluffy one for Blossom?
There isn't any that are particularly fluffy at the moment. They all look pretty well groomed. But you get the feeling you could maybe make one extra fluffy if you wanted.
No.
But
We'll do a lucky dip as to which one Blossom would want. Is Blossom
Okay.
with us? I can't remember.
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
will. Be
Oh,
able
okay.
to.
Blossom can pick out his own.
Yeah.
Her own.
So there's still sort of one black. There's a couple of the chestnuts left and
Yeah,
two
I'll go
sort of
for
cream.
a chestnut. One.
Nice brown, deep browns with like sort of paler bits here and there. Okay. So you each have your horse. The stable hand comes back and hands you each reins, bits, saddles, shows you quickly how to put them on the horses, and goes, well, that's the basics of it. If you need anything, obviously come back to us. We sell feed, etc. I'm assuming you've got somewhere to stable them, so they'll probably do most of the handling of that for you. But
Yes.
anything else you need, just come on back and we'll be ready.
Thank you very much. And
Right. Oh,
yeah, Vienna starts guiding hers off.
yeah,
Okay.
I'll come with. Shall we take him to the misadventure? Or should we stock them up at the chicken jester first? And then...
I think stock them up at the chicken jester. Let them, at least let the stable hands get to know them.
Yes, good plan. Let's go then.
Okay. So you head back to the jester, and for the first time for many of you, other than Tali, you actually head round the back of the jester and into the stable
I
yard.
mean, I trained what's her face in
Yeah,
the back, didn't
that's
I?
what I
But,
meant. Yeah, I said except Talia,
Ah, sorry.
because you have trained Halise out the back there. But you go around the back, and a couple of the sort of general helpers at the jester come out and get acquainted with your horses, along with Rook, who just stands at the same height as these giant Shire horses, and is just handling them with ease. Just like
Point actually, what's happening with Halise? Is she stopping at the chicken jester?
She's staying at the Jiggin Jester. She's going to be doing my training course while we're away, and
Right. Okay.
Rook's keeping an eye on her, keeping her out.
Rook just looks down and goes, "Yes, keep eye on."
Oh, good.
And Rook gets everything sorted so that each of your horses has its own allotted stable for whilst you are in residence and don't immediately need them. But they
I
get
need to come
acquainted.
up with names for them.
I mean,
We'll think
that's
on
up
that.
to you guys.
Give it time.
Find out their personalities first, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, Vienna's might just be you. Oi. I don't know.
Call it Roach.
You can tell Vienna doesn't have expertise in animal handling.
Just strokes hers and says, "I think I'm going to call it Cotton for cotton candy."
Sounds about right.
Okay. All right. So are you guys? You've gotten them acquainted with where they're going to be staying, but what is the plan now?
Get with supplies, right?
Yeah.
I have a plan of what we to do.
Yeah, Val and Vienna had already picked up travel supplies and winter clothing for you all.
Yeah,
So
I was
that
going
is-
to say, I think we are actually ready to go. That's the...
Perhaps we should say our goodbyes and then be off.
Yeah.
We'll load them up onto the misadventure.
That sounds like the next plan.
Okay, let's go inside. Maybe have one last drink and then be off.
Good plan.
Okay.
Let's do that.
All right. So you all head back into the Jester and sit down. Rook brings you all a round of drinks. And you're all sat enjoying each other's company.
Xandal
tune.
is yeah. Sorry about that. Xandal is gonna leave Adomi out with Halise. So essentially, if she needs anything,
Yeah.
she can send message.
Okay. Yep, that is fine.
Out of our group, how many of us don't have portraits yet?
Xandal doesn't have one. I don't. I think
don't
Fiona has
think-
either, does she?
No, Vienna hasn't got one yet. I don't
Vienna has
think.
not yet, and neither does Xandal. No.
Val just sits back in his chair, looking up at the portraits, and is just like, well, maybe by the time we come back, gone through all, I've had time to paint the rest of us.
Maybe.
What do you mean?
Where is he anyway?
Maybe we'll get some hot spring paintings this time.
I think.
So at this
Vienna-
moment, Val, you hear from behind you. Well, that's not something I'd thought about.
There you go, putting ideas in his head.
Like being well for inspiration.
He just steps out of a shadow and goes, a group portrait. Could be very nice. Just, artful wafts of steam to hide certain pieces.
There's
Not
a
a chance.
correction, by the way. I think Vienna does have a portrait because Dergris did, and they turned
No,
up at the same
it was
time.
just Dergris, I think.
Was it?
No, it's both of them.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it was Blossom and Dergis.
Oh, is it
Ah.
Blossom and
Portraits,
Vegas?
yes.
I remember
Right.
when I first started watching, there was two.
I
that
rewatched
appeared.
the episodes recently. It was definitely Dergis and Blossom.
Right, I knew
Yeah,
there was
it-
two
Paddy had
because I
said
remember
he hadn't had
Dergris
time
had
to
one.
finish Fiona's yet.
Yeah, he hasn't had time to finish Vienna's yet. But he does at this point go, I was putting the finishing touches on Vienna's recently, but if you're all going away again, then I will obviously be able to finish that one. And then maybe have a work on young Mr. Xandal here, and then maybe a group one. We'll see.
That would be fun.
You can put me at the back of the group.
You're too short for the back.
Short ones at the front, tall ones at the back.
Don't worry, my little friend. I'll make sure it's extra flattering for you. Don't want to upset your many admirers now, do we?
Maybe a joint one with a sex bot.
Well, obviously,
not a
that's
sex
going to be
bot.
there. And this is where he leans over to you, Val, and goes, from what you tell me, he doesn't need much help with the ladies, so, I'm thinking of putting him in the middle of a group of ladies, all sort of grabbing at him with his sex bot, trying to ward them off.
And I'm going to my room. See you later.
It's like Gunther's my internal artist monologue.
So,
Okay.
I hear that you have all bought horse.
Yes.
That should be interesting.
Yes, I've never ridden one before. It should be interesting.
Well, just bear in mind if you fall off, get back on.
Well, yes.
That's
Tally,
all I
you've
know
ridden
about
tons of
riding
horses.
What? No, I have not.
Yes, you have.
What are you implying?
No, in this campaign, you've ridden tons of horses.
That we've ridden on a cart that's pulled by horses. I've never ridden a horse. I've ridden on the back of it that
Okay.
someone else has been steering, but that doesn't count as riding a horse.
Never mind, my
I mean,
mistake.
controlling one myself.
Well, I don't really know anything about horses either. Don't really have much need of them when you have the shadows to travel through. But
Actually, I was just thinking, would you name my horse? Something to remember you by?
yeah.
What about Shadow?
She's all black. She's very pretty.
Let me think. Briar.
Briar?
Briar.
Okay. Then
As-
Briar it is.
Briar is a dark fawn.
Ah, nice touch. My
Thank you.
surname is Darkthorn.
Well, that is what I was thinking, you see.
Thank you.
Not a problem, dear. If any of the rest of you needs ideas with names, come up with them yourself. I'm not This brain is tapped out for now.
I'll think of one in time.
Yes, it's
Yes.
generally good.
Head is filled with too many ideas for portraits, I think.
Oh yeah, I have many ideas for portraits. Normally including Talia in states of undress. But anyway.
Can't have more than one painting of me naked. Well, not on the public display. For your own collection, maybe.
Oh yeah, I have many for my own public collection.
What?
Nothing?
You're going to have to show me them later. You should teach me how to paint.
I could do that, yeah. That is not a problem. But I believe
It'd
you
be
all
a
have...
nice way to spend time together.
But obviously you all have an adventure to go on first. Is it fun you're being sent on by Boras? He's not mentioned anything to me.
Not Bombas, no. This is more a personal favor for Vienna. And it kind of favors us as well. It'll get the hags off our back.
I did not know anything about hags, but...
Oh god, did I not fill you in? Oh god. You know when we were going to get the apparatus of Qualish?
Yeah.
We stumbled across some hags. There may have been some bad deals. Basically, they were like, oh, go and get this orb for us. And we were like, we found it. And we were like, nah. But Vienna had sticky fingers and decided to take it for herself. And then
We lost
I
it.
think when we were coming back from investigating the Straits, just before we went on that kill mission to kill Vodoid, some creature snuck on board and stole it. But the hags still think we have it, and they keep sending monsters. That's why those assassins came after Vienna the other night.
I did wonder what that was about.
Yeah, so anyway, she's had a little conversation, and as a favor for one... was it your patron, did you say, Vienna? I can't remember.
Yes, it's a patron who blesses me with my power.
Oh,
Or at
okay.
least I thought it was a patron, but I have just recently discovered that it may be more than one.
Talia just waggle her eyebrows at Gunther at her saying 3.
Interesting. Very interesting. So, where are you being sent?
North.
The wilderness.
North? How far north?
Cold.
As far north as we've ever been.
You're going to the Arctic equator.
Pretty much.
Ah. I hope you have prepared sufficiently.
I mean,
That
we've
is-
got our supplies, we've bought as warmer clothes as we can find, but we're probably going to, what was that stronghold called?
Whitegrove.
Whitegrove. Yes.
We're probably going to try and resupply at Whitegrove, see if they have anything warmer that we can wear.
Okay, yes, that's a very good idea.
Resupply, and then from there head as north and see if we can find this item we need to obtain.
I will give you one little bit of advice. Whitegrove is the frontier. It is the edge of the kingdom to the north. Anything past Whitegrove is lawless. I'm going French. Sorry.
Oh, titty baguette, sorry.
Anything above Whitegrove is lawless. It is wild. It is dangerous. There will be no guards. There will be no help of any kind. You will be on your own. So do be prepared for that. And obviously, because of that fact, that whole area will be riddled with all sorts of monsters and wild creatures and savages and tribes that do not want to be part of a recognized kingdom. So
Just once I would love us to go on an adventure and it'd be like a nice stroll on a beach or just, not dangerous.
well, if what you're planning to get is as powerful as you say it is, it's unlikely to have been left somewhere like that unintentionally.
With a name like Winter's Moon, I'm not surprised.
Winter's Moon. Why does that sound familiar?
I
Some
believe
Van
it's
Dyke Valley.
yeah.
Like my cowl.
Moment. And he steps back into a shadow, vanishes. About 2-3 minutes later, he comes back and goes, yeah, I knew I had read that name before. See here, and he shows you a book. Obviously one he's been reading recently, and you see the title of it is Famous Adventurers. He goes, just a little, bedtime reading, and hoping to maybe eventually get you all in this book. Yeah.
Oh.
But he flicks to a page, and you see a drawing of a Kenku. Wearing sort of leather armor and a hood, and wielding to you, Vienna, and Talia, who have seen the drawing that Xandal made from the scroll in the Jade Tower, in the Jaded Library, a very familiar dagger, Winter's Moon. He goes, this was Creaking Hinges, a rogue, a thief of some repute about 50 years ago. But she joined a party heading north, as it so happens, and never returned. But her weapon was said to be called on occasion by her Winter's Moon.
I wonder if they're still alive. Maybe.
I mean, this was 50 years ago. Kenku don't generally live that long.
Oh, perhaps not then. Oh, we're gonna have to pry it from its
Old dead hands.
Yes.
I mean, she went with a party of other adventurers, and I mean, how much do you know about the Frozen North?
Absolutely nothing. I don't
It's
really
cold.
know anywhere other than down
Yeah.
here. And that it's really
No.
cold.
The Frozen North is a rather interesting area. It is so dangerous people want to avoid it, but at the same time it is too much of a treasure trove to be ignored. Before the calamity, that whole area was as vibrant and thriving as Maham. There were cities, there were towns, there were villages, there were massive armies and settlements all over that place. The rumor goes that during the calamity, when it happened, an arch-fiend from the Nine Hells named Levistus came up and in a battle swiped once and sent such a freezing wind that it traveled around the world and froze a whole section, including those cities, those towns, and everything in them. So you have, in one of the most inhospitable pieces of terrain, ruins of cities still full of treasure, of magic, of knowledge. People want it, but it is dangerous to get. It's likely that whatever Creaking Hinges and her party was looking for is likely one of those. She was not known to be averse to a bit of tomb robbing.
It wouldn't be the first time for us, technically.
I was gonna say, you sound like you're trying to put us off, but you're really not.
I am merely trying to warn you of what could be up there. And obviously this why that area is so heavily good and bad.
Personally, I just want to go there, get the item, and get back to the warm as soon as possible.
And we've seen bad. I mean,
Yeah.
Talia, for example, was bad.
You've seen bad in cities where it hasn't had much chance to grow. You're talking lawless, completely wild zones. Where
There
there
are
is
likely to
nothing...
be slaver camps and stuff, most likely, if they're not following the rules of the rest of the land.
Not even slavers goes that far north. Trust me.
A
We're,
silver lining then.
we're talking more along the lines of giant tribes, orcs, hobgoblins, all sorts of monstrosities. It is not the most hospitable of places, and it is obviously a place where none of this is contested by civilization. It has been allowed to grow for years. So just be wary, yeah?
Yeah, we are very wary, darling. Don't worry.
I only
Good.
intend to get this item and come back.
Yes, no, I think we should just be very single-minded in this.
Well, when you get to Wygrove, obviously ask around there. They may have more information on where Creaking Hinges was going. Yeah?
Hopefully, yes.
Of course.
Alright. Anyway, Talia. He
Yes,
leans in
darling.
and gives you a kiss on the cheek. Come back safe, yeah?
I will
I'll
try,
keep
darling.
I'll keep an eye on the young Halise while she does your little obstacle course.
Make sure she doesn't try to cheat or half-ass it. Make sure
Oh,
she does it
trust me, if
properly.
she cheats, she's going to get wedged by my bow staff. But we'll see. But until then, all of you, travel safe. And I hope you have success, yeah?
Thank
Have
you.
we swapped necklaces, or
You did swap
have
back.
we? I don't
when
think did we swap back when we came back from
You
Brotherwood?
did,
I can't remember.
Yes. He immediately, the first time he saw you, swapped back.
Ah, right. Then she'll take her necklace off and hold it out to him.
Smiles and takes his off and swaps it with yours and goes, good luck.
Hopefully we won't
And
need
then
it.
just, hopefully. And then he steps into the shadow to take his book back to his room.
Right. Let's finish these drinks and be off. We
Yep.
still got to load up the horses.
I'm ready.
Okay.
So,
Well.
yep, Vienna downs a drink and she makes her way outside to the horses.
Yep, same.
I'm assuming you fetch Xandal at that point from his room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you all...
I'll say goodbye to Haley's quickly and then I'll go outside, yeah.
Anything anyone else wants to do before you begin taking the horses to the misadventure?
Nope.
I think Val is just gonna he's gonna leave his like armor shining kit behind, but just before he goes, he's gonna take out his symbol for Tritherion, give it a quick once over with the kit, and then put it back on him, and then head out.
Okay. So you all meet up in the stable yard and you begin taking your horses down out of the Gateway District, down into the Sapphire Docks to the misadventure. Arriving at the misadventure, you see Bosun stood ready and waiting at the gangplank, and he goes, hello? Are we needing to go somewhere?
We are indeed. Going on our first adventure. Well, kind of.
Oh, well, lovely. So, he sort of points at the horses and goes, are you bringing them on board?
Yes, please.
All right. Well, obviously, bring them up.
We'll
I need
explain more once we set sail.
So first off, I need everyone with a horse to make an animal handling check, please, because these are Shire horses
no.
who you are trying
Here
to
we
get to walk
go.
up a small gangplank onto a ship.
Wait, hang on.
13.
I am not proficient.
Yes.
I am really not. Oh god.
I rolled a 12.
Okay, so it was a low DC of 10, and it was a group check. So between you and working together, you do manage to get all of the
Seeing Vienna
horses.
shout at her horse, "Get moving! Come on!" and pulling on the rein like. Ugh.
You do manage to get them all onto the ship with admittedly some difficulty. There is a couple of times where they're just not thing, or they're just not wanting, or they sort of try to go backwards. But eventually, you manage to get them onto the ship. And Bosun and the spectral crew quickly go about securing them and making sure that they are effectively secure.
And they're probably freaking out because invisible things are like attacking them, or are they going to be visible now?
They're all visible. They've all got like
Okay,
a tight
cool.
shape to them, so the horses aren't too worried. It's just like, oh, okay, we're now on this rocking, moving bit of wood.
Horses. It's only for it's only for like what? I think it's 2 days or 1 day away where we're dropping off.
Well, where are we heading?
All right, do we have a map?
Okay.
And then I'll just point on the map and say we're going to go here. We're going to offload the horses and then go towards the where is it?
Place.
Pink Forest. And then on our way back, we will contact you, and you're going to meet us at the end of Lanfeck. Is that Lanfeck?
Lanfeck.
Lanfeck River. And then from there, we're going to sail to Minas Bengoli.
All right. Well, that sounds good. Obviously, we've kept as much stores on board as we can. We've got enough, obviously, for a day. If you want to leave us with some gold whilst you're off adventuring, we'll come back and resupply here, ready for the sail to Minas Bengoli, if that's what
Sounds
you'd
like
like.
a plan.
Val goes into his pouch and hands over 500 gold.
Bosun just sort of looks down and goes, "Little bit much, but I'll keep this as a general
Val,
ship
just be
account,
careful.
shall I?"
Yes, that's probably wise. But we
All
can-
right. And you see him sort of go down below, and you assume he's finding somewhere to keep that securely. Right. Well, are we all ready?
Already.
I think so. Yes.
All right.
Oh, and then he replied to his message from Discord.
Yes, we did fetch Xandal. Xandal is with them.
Okay, good.
Xandal
I
Haggard
was
and
just like
Emily
replying
are
to him
there.
like he'd spoken.
Yeah. Xandal, Haggard, and Emily are there. And at that point, Bosun goes, "Weigh anchor!" And you watch as the crew immediately begin moving. The sails drop, the anchor is raised, the gangplank raised up, and the ship immediately moves out into the waves beyond the harbour, and you begin sailing. So, you guys have 1 day's worth of travel ahead of you on the waves. Is there anything anyone would like to do?
I would like to summon my familiar.
Okay. Do you have 10 gold pieces worth of
I do. I
charcoal?
bought them from Wilma the other day.
Yep. And do you have the brazier?
Yep, still got the brazier.
Then that's fine. So you take the time to carefully summon Queenie back to corporeal form, who appears and just immediately gives you the stink eye.
I'm so sorry it took me so long, darling. So everything kept coming up, and I really just did not have the opportunity to call you back until now. I'm so sorry. And she'll like give her a. Oh wait, do I have anything on me? I don't really have food. I'll find you something tasty to eat. As a apology, yeah?
She flutters up onto your shoulder and just sort of gives your head a bit of a nudge.
Well, she'll give her a little tickle under the chin.
Okay. Alright, so you guys, anything else anyone wants to do?
Xandal,
Yes.
did you bring the hot plate?
I haven't bought the hot plate. I need to start making a new one.
Oh. I
'Cause
had
the
this
hot plate's
idea
on the
of
other
like,
ship.
using the hot plate to cook up some like bananas and put some sugar on it. But
What? Why?
I don't know, it came to me. I just thought it'd be a cool idea. Especially with that component like her like seasoning pouch. I just thought it'd be a cool thing to try different foods with different seasonings.
I can get started on that. I was going to head to the smithing room anyway.
I mean, there's no rush. If
Got
you
some
don't
ideas
have
to
it
work on.
and you've got other projects, then
Well, on the ship there's not a full smithing room, but there is a workshop.
Yeah, the
Obviously,
workshop.
you can't put a full forge on a ship.
No, but
Or at least
yeah,
not
Xandal's
yet.
gonna head down there anyway. He's
Especially one
going
that
to.
sinks under the waves.
He's got a couple of things that he wants to start working on. He's going to start making hot plate as it's been requested. But he also wants to start work on. He wants to create lightning storage unit that Val proposed to him, but without the aforementioned surgery requirement. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. Now that he's got all this new information that he can work with, he can basically start experimenting on new ideas.
Okay. All right. So you go downstairs with Emily following along behind and Hagar, and you begin tinkering in the workshop. All
yes.
Right? I'm assuming the rest of you just whittle away your time.
Vienna's kind of having words with her horse because it's being stubborn.
The horse is just doing the typical horse thing of looking at you and then just going and just looking away.
Little does Vienna know that she's literally got herself as a horse.
I was just gonna say, as stubborn as you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But evening eventually falls, and you all go to your respective cabins on the ship and are able to enjoy an evening's rest. Nothing untoward happens or dangerous. Completely fine. Although you do get your first effect of the ship, which is 1 temporary hit point per your character level. For having completed a rest aboard the Misadventure.
Not everybody.
Yeah, some of you only get 7.
Right,
So we
take
get
the long
one-
rest first. Take the long rest first, and then add the temporary hit points because it might delete them otherwise.
Yes.
I think I've taken a long rest since the last thing, so.
Once we've done the long rest as well, I'm going to change up a couple of my infusions.
Okay. Yeah, during the long rest, obviously, anyone who can change spells during long rests can do so.
I've changed my tokens of past lives to survival.
Yep, okay.
So I'm keeping, obviously, Homunculus Servant, because that's with Elise. But I'm putting the defense back onto my armor, and I'm taking Boots of the Winding Path.
Okay. Alright. The morning dawns the next day, and you can see you are already over halfway to your destination. You're probably going to arrive at the cove you asked for at about midday. The ship is moving at a decent speed. The weather is clement and pleasant, so everything looks like it is going well. After a short while and a couple more hours pass, you hear a knock on the crew quarters, and Bosun sticks his head and goes, we're just pulling into the cove now. Obviously, we can't get. It's not a harbour, so we can't get right up to the beach.
Oh dear, we didn't think this through, did we? Do we have any planks to help the horses off?
Yeah, we can obviously put the gangplank down, and we can get as close to the shallows as possible. But obviously, you're probably going to have to ride them off and up onto the beach. Is that alright?
Well, we don't really have much choice. We'll have to try, but I don't think the horses are going to like this very much.
Horses generally don't. I mean, I'm a ship, so I don't really know much about horses.
How are we going to get the horses back on the ship further up?
I mean, further up will be a river, which is a natural inlet anyway, which will allow us to get, closer. This is just, a beach.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's try and get these horses off first.
Just very quickly, while we were on day 2 of travelling, could Xandal have started trying to clean the ship up a little bit, seeing as it's still all slimy and underwatery?
Yeah. Go ahead and Go ahead. Oh god, what check
So
to do for
disrespectful
this?
to the horse, like for the boat even. Like maybe that's what it's supposed to look like.
Would it be an intimidation check to like change the boat, considering it's a person?
No, I would say this is a performance check. Technically,
Okay.
as you are attempting to pretty something up, effectively.
Okay.
See how
Let's see what
Xandal is
I
at
do.
performance.
Not very good.
Oh no!
You start scrubbing
He's just
at like
literally moving the slime around.
at the slime
Pretty
and the seaweed and the barnacles, and you sort of you get the feeling you like get to the end of a patch and think, oh, I'm done, and then you look down and it's all back.
Val
And
I
just
have
go
a
up to
feeling
Xandal.
that-
the ship
at that
will
point
look better
Bosun-
as it accepts and then grows. Probably.
Bosun has actually been just lent watching you and just goes, laddie, you can keep doing that till the cows come home. But unfortunately, that's the way the ship looks. Eventually, as your friend there said, eventually there's ways to change the appearance of the ship, but not just yet, I'm afraid. You need
Yeah,
to.
like you haven't even got the ship to accept us, and you're already trying to change it. Like, earn its respect first.
Thought it
And also
would
learn to
like
mop. You missed a
because
spot.
I
He
missed
missed
a
every
lot by
spot. But to be fair, I'm not offended. I understand I'm not exactly the prettiest of ships, but I'm functional, and that's what's
I think
needed
you
at
look
first.
fine, darling.
Well,
I
thank you.
thought
I think you're
spending
pretty.
so long underwater, you might just have wanted cleaning. I should have asked. I apologise.
Well, it's not a problem, but you should always get consent first. I understand that, but generally speaking, the appearance comes later with an item like myself. You need to, you know, get some rapport going. All right.
Of course.
Anyway, we're here. So, all of you with your horses, you better saddle up.
Righto, let's see how it is.
Fiona takes a deep breath before grabbing the reins of a horse.
Well, before everybody starts to move their horses off, can Val just fly to the to the actual beach or the actual area, and start summoning his elk? Because it's going to take him more than 10 minutes to get across.
Yeah, I'm assuming as well that you guys have left Val with anything that would be spoiled by going in ocean water of your
Yes,
gear.
of course.
So Val, you maybe have to make a couple of trips back and forth carrying this gear, but you manage it without any problem.
What I'd probably do is borrow Ert's book, put it in the book, and then take it out of the book at the shoreline.
Yep, not a problem. Easy enough to do. Okay. For the so Xandal, I'm assuming you probably just have Emily hop off the boat with you, transform to water form, and just swim you to the shore with Haggard just sort of clonking along behind.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Emily just sort of picks you up and goes, "Don't worry, I think we are going to be absolutely fine." And she just steps off the side.
Xandal's stomach is suddenly in his mouth. Like,
There is a splash, a moment of underwater disorientation, and then you are just skimming along the top of the waves.
Look at that go!
But for those of you with horses, I am
Animal
going to
handling
need
time.
an animal handling check, please. Yes.
Come on,
for
now we
goodness
Oh no,
sake.
I rolled worse 10.
I am really not
Horse,
doing well
go.
with this horse.
go. Horse,
You
go.
need
Horse,
to put
move.
as well.
Go! Follow my command, god damn you!
Try to be nicer.
Still waiting on Ertz to come through.
Oh, sorry, I didn't click it. I was distracted. Yeah.
Distracted by Fiona.
21.
shouting at us.
I don't know why it keeps rolling twice.
Yeah.
I haven't got it open twice.
Yeah.
As in
Just
D&D Beyond.
pops up onto Cotton, like just jabs her heels in, and Cotton just launches off the ship, lands in the water, and just half swims, half gallops up onto the shore, like perfection.
Fiona sees this as like, come back here and show me how you did that.
Blossom, you managed to get your horse to tentatively hop down into the water and get to the shore. Talia, after a bit of back and forth and a bit of scared whinnying, Briar does eventually hop into the water and take you to the shore. Vienna, you try to get your horse to move, and it just won't. It's just stood there, and it just turns its head to look at you as if to go, "Are you kidding me?"
Okay, we can do
It
this.
really is, because we
Wait,
don't know in horse form.
it really is. Wait until she brings out a whip and goes, right, we can
The
do this
minute
another
you
way.
bring out
Oh,
the
no,
whip,
you're not doing that. No,
I
no,
need you to make an acrobatics check, please.
Oh,
As
you
this
get
horse
you're
is
gonna
about
get
to,
kicked, and it's your
this
own
horse
fault.
is about to buck you into the sea.
Oh no. What was it, sorry?
Acrobatics.
Okay. She's not actually going to whip it, she's just threatening with it.
Just immediately, this horse just rears up and just flings its back upwards, and you are just bucked off over the side and sploosh.
Holly's just gonna laugh her ass off, and then she's gonna like give her horse to Val, and then she's gonna go back up onto the ship and try and coax the horse down.
Hang on. As Vienna surfaces, the horse looks down over the side and then jumps off
Oh, cannonball!
right next to Vienna, splashing her with more water, and then swims its way to the shore and starts grazing on some grass.
Vienna's face is just like pure rage right now.
Yeah, come on, it's a horse. You wouldn't want to jump in, really, would you, if you were her?
Yeah. This is why we don't
You have to be
horses
kind with
in the
animals.
Underdark.
If you're not kind to them, they won't do what you want them to. You can't threaten them. They're not like people.
Has Val's elk turned up yet?
Yes, by this point, Val, you have managed to summon your elk in a flash of white celestial light. A beautiful golden elk appears with silver antlers.
Val just goes, I'm going to call it Rudolph. There was a guy that I knew back...
You then hear in your head, you know I'm still Artax, just in a different form, right?
Yes, but I want to call you Rudolph.
Animal.
I mean, are you trying to give me a personality complex?
I mean, you're a different animal.
Yes, but I'm the same celestial spirit, just in a different form.
Okay, you can be Artax.
Does anybody respect their familiars or their items? Like, what the hell
I'm a
is wrong with
drow.
you people?
Val in his head was just like, I was going to give you the name of somebody that I was in the cells with that used to defend the kids, but kept being punched in the face and ended up with a bloody nose.
Well, unfortunately, you named me when you first summoned me, and that's the name.
Tough shit.
I am
Okay.
Artax.
Okay, and he strokes him and just like, I'm sorry, Artax.
But, yeah.
Finds a carrot in his bag and hands the carrot to him.
Nibbles it, and just, it's like, I don't actually need sustenance, but it's fine. Okay, you all manage to eventually get to the shore, and you watch as the misadventure now pulls away, heading back the way it had come, back to Muhammad's
Just wave
Reef
as he goes. See you in a few days, hopefully.
Okay. So, I'm assuming you guys strap the gear to your horses and prepare to make way.
Yep.
Probably put on the warmer layers as
Still no
well.
warmer clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not cold yet. You guys have been to Penka Forest before, and though it is a little colder than Maham, it's not too bad.
That's right. We'll build up some body heat so that when we do get to the cold things, it'll cool us off, and then we'll be warmer.
Vienna's actually not going to put all of the layers on. She knows that you put layers on when you start feeling the cold.
Okay. Alright. So, we're going to roll for the first day of travel. So, where is my D10? There it is.
You're not punishing us with the rolls this time.
No.
So we can blame Paddy for everything that happens to us this time.
Okay. As you guys start traveling, the day had been nice and clear, but as the evening rolls in, dark clouds begin to gather above you, and things start to get a little bit stormy. The rain begins to come down, thunder and lightning begin to crash, and it begins to get very difficult to travel. The trees around you are flailing and moving. Your horses are getting harder and harder to control. You get the feeling
Mine was already hard to control.
you get the feeling your progress has slowed considerably. But eventually,
great.
but the storm continues, and eventually it gets too dark to travel, and you have to stop and make camp.
Make sure we tie up the horses good. Don't want them getting loose in the night.
Okay. So you guys pitch your tents and get ready in amongst the storm. It's far, far too wet, unfortunately, to light a campfire. So you are just going to have to make do with dried rations. And you settle down for your first, unfortunately, miserable night out here in the wilderness.
I never thought I'd say this, but I miss Durgus. I miss the dome.
Yes.
I did suggest bringing the Qualish, but no.
Well,
It would have been slower, but now I'm thinking maybe, what does it matter now?
it's only going to get worse as we go further north. Think of this as a training.
Yes.
Though to be fair, Xandal does look quite comfortable with his nice little cloak on him.
Okay.
Val's kind of propped. What's his name? I've forgotten his name now. Mortimer. Mortimer up, using the spade handle into the ground, and then kind of using the top of the actual spade to prop his cloak up, so he's got a bit of a waterproof area.
Yeah.
Even though he knows that it's pissed Mortimer off.
Yeah, Xandal, with your weather cloak, by the way, you are the most comfortable here. that
Yep.
cloak is keeping you perfectly toasty and warm. The rain is actually not actually even hitting you. It sort of hits like a small barrier near your skin and just slides off.
I imagine
Yeah.
Blossom's probably the most miserable and uncomfortable. of all.
Oh,
Blossom.
Yeah, you guys had brought tents for, like, to share, and I'm guessing the rest of you are probably now going, who's actually going with Blossom?
Me and Talia don't even need a full night's sleep. I meditate. Talia doesn't sleep, so
Yeah.
we're good.
Okay.
We still want a shelter though, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
could just
true.
stop breathing so I can't smell her, so I should probably be bunking with Blossom, I guess.
Okay. So,
I mean, surely she doesn't smell that bad.
Never
Fiona
smelled
leans
like
over and has a
old cat.
sniff.
But she won't smell while she's wet. It's when she dries that she smell.
Yeah.
are you guys posting watches during the night, or?
I will. I'll take first watch,
I'll take
Yeah,
one.
and
Hagar
then
will
I'll
be.
passively watch because I've
Yeah.
got like a passive perception of 18, haven't I? So.
Hagar and Emily will probably keep watch all night. Xandal will take a watch as well.
Ert will put the snake out in a spiral direction, going out
Okay.
as far as the distance will go, and then coming back.
Yep, not a problem. Okay. So, first watch, Talia, if you could make me a perception check with disadvantage due to the storm, please.
Aw, don't I have advantage on perception if it's dark? Because of the cow?
No.
It says I do!
Well, yeah, but the storm. Okay, it equals out then to a single roll because the
Okay.
storm. It's the storm
Well,
giving
see,
you
like,
disadvantage,
you said
not the
that
dark.
it gives me advantage. You can't take that back. Okay, straight roll.
It's not the
I mean,
dark
he's the
that's
DM,
causing
he
you a
can.
problem.
Well, yeah, I guess, but...
Do you want Hagar
Did
and
I roll?
Emily
Did I
at
press the
disadvantage as well?
Yes, because of the storm.
Yeah.
I've got Emily's here. Hang on.
23.
23. Okay. Where's Emily's? Oh God, where is it? Perception. There we go. 10 for Emily. Okay. So the first couple of hours, nothing untoward happens. The storm is raging, and Talia, you get the feeling anything that may have been a threat probably just isn't coming out because of the storm. It's that
Fair
bad.
enough.
But eventually, your watch draws to an end, and you go into your passive state after waking Xandal for his watch.
Okay, so 18 for me then.
Yep. All right. So, Xandal, are you wanting to make a perception check, or are you just relying on Haggart and Emily?
I'll make one, but yeah, it's not as if you can see very well anyway, so...
Yeah.
Do I need to do one
you.
for the snake, or...?
The snake is just an automatic thing.
Okay.
Snake is effectively an alarm spell. If something crosses its path, an alarm will go off in Ert's head. Basically.
9 for Xandal.
Yeah, Xandal
And
can't see anything. It's just pitch black out there.
yeah, Haggar's pretty much the same.
BRB.
Okay.
No worries.
But yeah, it's just pitch black. It's raining. It's just horrible. You can't see even past sort of the tents, but you don't seem to see anything moving out there. You can't hear anything. You think it's all right.
Okay, out of curiosity, with the rain, I don't think it would, but would her aquatic navigator come into effect if it's that heavy?
No, it would
Worth a try. Worth a try.
no, because unfortunately because it relies on sound. The water has to be there to carry the sonar.
Yeah.
In drops, it doesn't.
No.
But eventually, your watch comes to an end, Xandal, and dawn is just starting to peek over the horizon, and the rain and thunder is beginning to lessen off now.
Yeah. Xandal will call out to everyone saying that morning is coming.
Yep. Okay, everyone begins to rouse. Unfortunately, because you have now all completed a long rest, you have lost the temporary hit points from the ship. So please deduct those.
Never!
Do unfortunately go away upon a long rest.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
But as you guys are getting up and getting sorted and preparing to break camp, the storm does finally break and end. And you are back to just a nice, gentle day. So, I will now roll for your second day of travel.
As the storm passes, Ert gets super excited that the sun's come up and everything, and can she spend 10 minutes inspiring everybody to give them those temporary hit points back?
Yeah, go ahead.
So
Spends 10 minutes waxing lyrical about how it's going to be a much better day and how the horses seem in a much better mood, and we'll be able to have a fire tonight without the storm being in the way, and it's only a day or two more to get to the stronghold, and it's just going to be so good.
And she's got she's got like loads of spices that she wants to try in different foods, and she's getting super excited. And everybody gets 11 hit points.
Yeah, temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fiona kind of looks at her and is just like, "Are you sure my horse looks in a better mood?"
I think so, yeah.
Can Ert kind of go up to the horse and try and calm it a little bit before Vienna goes anywhere near it?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an animal handling check for Ert.
13?
13. I mean, it doesn't seem to hurt, but it doesn't have any obvious great effect on the horse.
So, instead of me taking away the 9, I just add 2 more, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. I'm back now.
So, you guys begin riding your horses through the forest, heading towards Wygrove Stronghold. Or in the direction you think it is. That's a good point, actually. You guys have seen it on a map, but I am going to need a survival check from someone to see if you actually know where you're going. Because you are not.
What do we
you are
need to
not-
roll?
Survival.
Someone needs to roll
Glad
survival.
I rolled that. Hang on.
Because
What are we rolling?
obviously,
Survival.
because currently you are not on a road.
20.
You are just riding. Yeah, Talia, you've done this sort of thing before, traveling by maps and landmarks. You are pretty solid that you know where you need to be going, and you're guiding the group unerringly towards that place. About early afternoon, you guys have stopped for a short rest, tied up the horses near a stream. I need everyone to make me perception checks, please. Damn, is on point today.
15.
What do you mean?
Okay,
Is always on point.
So, Xandal and Val, you unfortunately were in the middle of a discussion about the hot plate, which Hagar was also listening into.
So can you imagine this? I can just see it having multiple components, and this one section which is deeper than the rest, that you can put something like cheese in, and the cheese melts, and then you can dip stuff into the cheese.
Well, why not have the component where we can add water and we can keep things heated longer without it going stale?
I mean, you could do both, I suppose.
Yes.
Sorry, just wanted to roleplay that bit.
No, I was absolutely fine with that. Go right ahead. That's fine. Everyone else, you pick up in the distance. Ah! Help! Help!
But the cheese needs to have a really good cheese pull.
Val, Xandal, shut up a minute.
About cheese.
Help me! Is anybody there?
Sounds like someone's in distress. Talia?
Be careful in the wilds when people call for help. Sometimes it's a trap. Be wary, but we'll go investigate, I think.
Okay.
She said, beware. A bear in the woods.
Leaving.
What?
I'm assuming you're leaving the horses where they are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
for
trusting
now.
Talia's stealth.
Yeah, I'm going to stealthily go and
I'm assuming,
investigate.
Val, you probably leave Artax with the horses as a defender, as obviously Artax is smarter than the horses.
Can I stealthily scout ahead first to see what it does?
Yeah,
What it is
go
before
ahead.
we'll come?
Yeah, go ahead and roll stealth. With your massive amounts of bonuses that I've given you.
18 plus 10, plus 5 plus whatever.
Yeah, so yeah, more than enough. You stealth ahead a bit, Talia, and you eventually come to a clearing, and you can see the source of the shouting is a young human man up a tree. The reason he's up the tree is the 3 giant boars who are currently trying to smash that tree down.
Come back to the group. There seems to be a gentleman stuck in a tree. There's some 3 very big boars trying to get to him. I don't know how he pissed them off, but it seems okay.
Shall I fly up there
Now.
and get him down?
Yes. Fly up there and get an aerial view first, just to make sure I haven't missed anything.
How chunky are the boars? As Vienna kind of looks and
They're
like,
big boys.
big boys. Do you think they could feed us for a while?
Yeah, the boars
Actually,
are big. We're talking sort of, they're standing at about 8 feet in height, and 10 feet in length.
Hell.
These are big boars.
Oh, more than just food then. Okay.
Yes.
These are
Actually,
giant
the furs
boars.
might be a good idea. Or hide, even.
Hey, see, now you're thinking on my scale. I'm thinking rations, skin.
Yes. Well,
But
it's-
depends if we can tackle them or not.
Do we still want to save the guy, or are we just like?
let's go around. Let's survey the area as around, and then once we've encircled them, maybe then we spring on the boars, just so we can surround them and make sure that
Shall I
there aren't any
give
traps
you
or
guys a
anything.
visual?
Yes, please.
There we go.
It's a blood. Oh no, not this map. Where's the bullets?
The bullets are not here, but these
Oh,
are.
last time we were in this map, I got killed by a bullet.
You did
Well,
not
nearly.
get killed. As you guys sort of crawl up and are behind this fallen tree trunk and discussing this, you do watch as one of the boars rams the tree, and there is a crack. The tree shudders, and the young man goes, "Oh no!"
Okay, we need to intervene now.
Val
Get him, we can
grabs
deal
at
with
the
balls
floor,
later.
I still
and
want
tries
to survey
to.
around to make sure there's nobody waiting to ambush this.
Well, I mean, Val grabs at the floor and tries to find some rocks, and then just flies up above the reach of potentially the boars and just starts throwing rocks at the boars to try and get them away from the tree.
Okay. So you fly up above the boars. So
Probably what, 60 foot?
yeah. So
I mean, would Val have an idea of how high these boars could potentially jump? I know boars aren't renowned for jumping, but
you make me a nature check.
okay. That's a nope.
Yeah, no, you've got no idea. For you, boars are bacon.
Yeah,
Bacon on legs.
Val will still go for like 60 foot because that's just a random number that he's pulled out of his arse, and just throw stones at the boars, trying to distract them from the tree.
Okay.
Can I do a perception check to make sure there's nobody trying to ambush us?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Fuck. 10.
10. You don't see anyone around. You do catch, though, one of the boars has an arrow in its rump. And the young man up the tree does have a bow and quiver. Val, you're throwing these pebbles down at these boars, but they're just not taking any notice of you.
I would have done it from about there.
Yeah, you're chucking them down, and they just sort of it's not getting to them at all.
Yeah, I think Val needs to go and rescue him. Original plan.
Yeah, just grab the boy, pull him out of that tree.
I mean, how high up is he? Is he at the 60-foot mark that I'm at?
The tree he's in is about 40 feet in height, so he's a little lower than you.
Okay, so I'll come down to the 40-foot mark and then go towards him and just go, "Do you need assistance?"
He just whips his head around and goes, what? Fly? How? Yes.
Okay. And Val offers his arms.
He literally lunges at you. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Yeah.
$11. You're managing to just keep you both up. It's hard. He's not being a very nice passenger right now.
Keep still, you little shit.
But yep. So do you begin flying him back towards the group?
Yeah, probably descending ever so slightly as I'm moving back towards the group.
Can you like zigzag or like try and throw them off in case they follow you?
I mean, what movements do the boars make?
Hang on. So one of the boars is still just sort of smashing into the tree, but two of them look up, clock you, and immediately turn and start, their bodies start following you and watching you.
God's sake, Val!
I'm going to stop before I get to the rest of the group and just, stay around the 30-foot mark and just go, "Guys, the boars are following. I've got the guy."
Fiona's rubbing her hands together, right? Dinner served.
Yeah,
Do
the
we really
third
want
one.
to take on all three of them?
The third one by this point has sort of clocked that its friends weren't with it and is now just following them.
Fuck, if we want to get a surprise on them, we need to attack now. I'll take the middle one. Vienna, you take the left. Blossom, take the right. Everyone else just divvy up. Let's go. Attack.
Emily, you protect that person.
Well, the
So that
person's
gives
not yet
Xandal
on the
free.
ground yet.
Yeah, I'm still princess
No, it
carrying
is.
them.
I'm shooting the middle one with my crossbow.
Okay, you all get a surprise round on this, so we're not rolling initiative yet. So obviously, we'll start with Talia. Make your attack.
17. Oh, 21 sneak because it's the first thing.
17 does hit, yes. So that is
21 sneak, 3 necrotic, 5 piercing.
28 damage in total. Okay, the bolt
And bonus action hide. Oh wait, no, it's a surprise round. I can't do that. Never mind.
Yeah, the bolt slams home, and you watch as the boar stumbles, but keeps coming on. It's wounded, but it's still moving. Okay, who's
Free hit's
next?
a free hit.
Since Talia's shouted the order, Vienna will follow the order. So.
Okay. So Vienna
Yep.
next.
So good old Eldritch Blast, but I'm gonna switch the gauntlet to arrow.
Okay. For the piercing
This one
damage.
as ordered.
Yep.
Do.
Go ahead and.
It's just instinct. Someone barks order to ex-soldier. Okay.
Yep. Yes, Captain. Okay. Eldritch Blast. There we go. For once, I actually remembered to select my token for the first time ever.
11 just doesn't hit, unfortunately. You watch as it sees the blast coming and just sort of ducks it. But as it does duck, it gets right in the way of the second blast. Taking... Oh, that's a low damage roll. Only 3 force damage.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay.
That's right, as long as I've actually hit it for a change.
Better than nothing.
Yeah.
So, who's next between Blossom, Urt, and Xandal?
Just gonna use... Oh.
I mean, I ordered Blossom to attack, right? But he's
okay.
whether he follows or not.
Yeah, I've got a hand crossbow, so I'll fire and miss.
Yep, just it hits, but it just sort of hits one of the tusks and pings off. Doesn't do any damage.
Shot and I missed.
Okay, Urt is going to do Guiding Bolt on the one in the middle, but at level 1.
Yep, go ahead.
16.
16 hits.
12.
12 radiant damage, okay. The bolt hits and it stumbles for a second. It keeps coming. It's looking worse, but it is still coming. But that one now has advantage for the next attack against it. So Xandal, you're the last one.
Yep, crossbow against the now glowy one.
Yep, so you have advantage on the roll.
Yep, advantage, roll.
That's a
Bam.
crit.
Nice.
So that is 7, 14, 16. Yeah, so 16.
And extra attack on the one that Vienna fudged.
So that 16 was enough to take down the central one, which collapses to the floor.
Yeah. And normal.
I should have put combat music on. Whoops.
It's very
Been the most
peaceful.
peaceful combat ever. Yeah.
Oh, 12.
12 just hits.
Oh.
9
go.
piercing damage. Okay. Okay. Now we need to roll initiative, please.
Just a quick thing, Paddy. Just because I switched my gauntlet to arrow, how much did my attack beat the AC?
The first one didn't. The second one did beat it by enough, but the arrow would have just continued through it and not hit anything behind it
Right. Okay. Just
in
checking.
the air attack.
Cool.
So Emily.
I did initiative correctly. I clicked my token and clicked the button and it did it. Yay.
Hooray!
And all it cost was your voice.
Yeah, I sacrifice my voice and then I can do it. Yay.
All right.
Hey,
then.
Emily.
Oh, it sounds
Wow.
so fucking bad. It's unreal. Like, if I talk too loudly, it just goes completely.
Right, roll for the balls. Not terrible.
I just want to point out, check out my initiative, ladies and gents.
Not bad. Right, have we got everyone
Oh,
there?
7 double digits. Like, that's
I
good
know.
for you. I mean, to be fair, we've all rolled
Right.
pretty okay.
So Emily goes first, actually. Emily
Where?
is going
Go,
to dash out 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there, and just hold out her arms ready to catch this man when Val deposits them. Okay, so that is Val's turn.
Val is going to move down and kind of in a sideways direction, pushing this guy towards Emily, seeing what's
Yep.
just happened.
Yep.
And then as he hits the ground, basically pushing him towards Emily so
Yep.
that he's off his
Emily-
hands.
Emily grabs him and immediately just moves him behind her.
And then turns around and he's going to hold an attack. He's going to hold a Mortimer's Lance attack against any of the boars that come even close.
Okay, alright. Vienna, it's your turn.
I'm going to try the Eldritch Blast again.
Okay.
We forgot to update her token to the pink hair.
I know, I think that's why I keep forgetting I've got pink hair.
Yeah, same.
I did send it to you,
Target.
didn't I, Paddy?
Uh,
Oh, God, just making sure I didn't
yeah,
forget.
just my fault, probably. Same target again, just to check.
Yeah,
Yep,
same target
so
again.
They both hit, so that is 17 force damage to that one. That one is looking very hurt as well. But it is still standing.
That's alright, and I'm going to go finish the rest of my dinner.
Okay. Blossom, it's your turn.
Yep. Vienna attacked the one on the left, right?
I believe so, yes.
Well, I think.
Although the one on the right's probably the freshest.
Yeah. I'll go stand next to Val.
Okay.
And ready a whip attack.
Okay. Fair enough. Xandal, your turn.
Okay. So, I'm only going to be able to get one crossbow bolt off this time because I've not got automatic reload. How far away are they? 50 feet. Which one looks least hurt?
This one here has not taken any hits.
Okay. Just to really just prat about a little bit. I need it to make a save, I believe,
Okay.
as I shrink it.
Okay. What is the save?
Constitution save.
14 on.
Yeah.
That is a natural 19 plus 3 for 22.
It does
So
not shrink.
It does not shrink.
But yeah, then Hager's gonna 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 with Xandal there. And he's gonna roar.
Okay. So what's the raw 22 acid damage? Dex save 14.
Yep.
I am rolling well tonight. That is a 16, so half damage.
Yep.
So only 11 on him. Okay. He watches as the boar just sort of squeals and just goes. I can't do a boar sound. No, definitely not. But yeah, just sort of like shakes the acid off and just glares at you, Xandal.
Boar.
Yeah. Talia, it's your turn.
Second, just checking something quick. Oh, it's for saving throws. Okay, so I won't do that then. I'm going to move over here. I'm going to place the hand on my chest, close my eyes, and grant myself advantage.
Okay.
With See Fate.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to shoot the one on the left with my crossbow.
Okay, go ahead.
So I've got advantage on the rolling to hit thing,
Yep,
yeah?
which means you get sneak attack as well.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, well, 23 hits.
I'll just make sure I don't crit.
23 hits. And that is enough damage to kill the second one as the bolt slams home squarely between the eyes, and it just takes a couple more steps forward before flump, collapsing to the ground.
And then I will duck back behind the log and leave
Okay.
it there. Well, about there probably.
Right, there's one left. Yeah, this one, having seen its friends go down, is going to make a sound tactical decision and 15, 20, 25, 30. It's just going to book it. It's just running.
Now, that was a good combat. That went as planned. That never happens with us.
Fiona's already got her daggers out and it's like, right, let's start cutting.
Yes.
The
let's
young man
butcher
is
these
just
animals.
they're like, thank you.
You're welcome, kid. What were you doing trying to fight 3 boars anyway?
Well, I thought there was only one, and I shot it, and I thought it was a normal-sized boar,
I mean,
and it was only when the arrow hit that I realized it was bigger than I expected.
Do you not compare its size with other things nearby?
Did you not scout the area first?
Let me guess.
You're new to hunting, right? Sorry, Vienna.
I was going to say, let me
Yeah.
guess, you thought it was actually closer than it was.
This is my first day out without my teacher, yeah.
Well, pro tip. Scout the area first. Stay downwind. Make sure it's alone.
And make sure you have an out.
And make sure
Yeah.
the first hit kills it.
Yeah.
Aim for the head.
I'm just gonna go. Yeah.
Do you not want some of the meat?
You killed them. That's yours.
Oh, yes. I'm already starting butchering it.
He just slinks off and just like you can see him just walking with his head hung low through the
But
trees.
there's plenty for all of us.
He just shakes his head and keeps going.
How big are the
Vienna.
tusks on these things?
Yes.
The tusks are about the size of a short sword.
Oh, fuck. That's not going to fit in a monster aspect potion.
I mean, you could take a chip and put it in.
I'm currently making myself a very nice coat.
I mean, the tusks would fit in the book.
I'll just help Fiona with a thing, not that she needs any.
Vienna, for someone who until recently had never seen a boar, you've done a very good job of skinning and beginning to joint the meat and taking out the choice organs that are actually, edible, and getting rid of the other bits and pieces that you don't want to keep. It takes you about 30 to 40 minutes to do one full boar, which is very impressive. Normally it would take hours, but you're just deftly moving this knife, and with Talia's help, it's done in no time at all, and you have gained, I would say, this boar if you split the food between all of you who need to eat, probably covers 4 days worth of rations.
I'll put some aside to dry.
Can I take a small
emergency.
portion of the tusk? Not for an aspect potion, but I might want to whittle it to make something.
Yeah.
Later.
Obviously, you managed to salvage both tusks with no problem as well.
Is that
and
4
you
days
also-
per boar?
Yeah, as long as you have a high enough survival check, yes. Otherwise, you will waste some meat.
So there's technically 8 days worth of meat there.
Mm.
Cool.
And Vienna, you also get enough hide to probably clothe one person.
Oh, I am
Xandal
definitely
just kind of leans over to
Obviously,
Val
it's
and
not,
just
it's
sort of
not
like,
tanned, but
no.
how much time does she actually spend with Rook?
I don't know.
Because she seemed awfully good at that.
I'm more thinking if we cut the meat super thin and we have like a little skillet area on top of the thing you're making, we can cook the meat super
hot
quick and
broth.
just have it with like some broth or have it with some rice. It would go down really, really well.
Shabu anyway.
Sounds good. Ooh, we can get some of the fatty bits for second breakfast.
Can use some of the
Second
fatty bits
breakfast
to
in
cook.
So long.
The halfling's coming out.
We just turn into hobbits here, like
I've
are
got.
you,
Xandal is.
Vienna, are you doing the second boar?
Oh yeah.
Might
Yep.
as well,
So you
yeah,
need
let's
to roll
go.
me a
I'll help.
survival check with
This is where it
advantage.
goes.
With
Oh, I was gonna
advantage
say.
because you are being helped.
I do feel like I've got to channel a little Balasar while she's not here.
Yeah,
16.
16's not bad.
You
16.
don't get quite as much this time. You get 3 days worth of meat rations.
Yeah,
And,
like I said, again, she'll put some to one side ready for drying to make as dry rations.
Yeah. And
Like
you
she'll
get this
salt
time.
it up.
This time you get enough hide to maybe like just a halfling. It's not enough for a drow or a tiefling or a medium-sized creature, but for a halfling it would be okay.
Vienna will go to Ert and ask her, you know that little pouch you've got that gives seasonings?
Yeah.
Any chance of some salt?
Reaches in and pulls out a pinch of salt. Except as she like sprinkles it over the meat, there's way more than should have been in a single pinch.
Yeah, this is actually like salting the meat for
Yeah.
like.
The pouch
Preserving it.
provides enough seasoning for the meal you are planning.
Yeah.
So there is
Nice.
enough there to preserve, but it's a pinch per slab of meat.
Okay.
So
Right.
if she's
So-
doing
She's
sort of
gonna
all
need to recharge it.
7 slabs,
Not
she's
all
gonna-
of them, no. There's only like maybe because you said there was 4 rations. Well,
Yeah,
4
4
and 3.
yeah, 4
Maybe
rations
2
and
of the rations she'll salt.
Yep. So that'll take up about 4 charges of the spice pouch.
Okay.
Can we take the tusks of this one as well? Because we might be able to butter with
You
them. for
only
warm-off
managed to
cloves.
salvage 1 tusk from
That's
this one.
fair.
The other one, when you were trying to get it chipped and broke.
What? Wait, so did I not? So I've got 1 from this one, and then I don't have any tusks from the other one?
You got 2 tusks from the first one.
Right,
1
and
tusk
then
from
this
the
one you
second.
only got 1. Okay, so we got 3 in total. Alright,
Yes.
okay. I only need a portion of 1, so technically we've got 2 to barter with.
Change
Could we
the music
potentially run in the direction or move in the direction that guy was running off to try and use him as a basis for where local encampments might be?
I mean, make a perception check.
Okay. That was me generally asking the group, but 18.
18. Even with that higher one, he's gone. Obviously, the one thing he is good at with hunting is covering his own tracks and being hidden. That's obviously a lesson he learned fairly well. But
Didn't learn anything else.
Okay.
yeah, but yeah, he's long gone by now.
Let's head back to the horses. Be quick.
Okay.
And get ready to move.
Okay, so you guys make your way back to where you had tethered your horses, and the horses are there, absolutely fine. Artax reports that nothing untoward happened whilst you were gone, and you are able to mount up and continue on your way.
Do we still remember where we're going from my roll?
Yes, yeah. So you guys managed to reach the end of day's travel, and you are now get ready to set up camp as the sun begins to set.
So we get to campfire tonight.
Yeah, Vienna actually throws the hide that she's managed to get over her horse. Maybe unintentionally actually being kind to the horse. But
The horse sort of turns around, sniffs it a little, and it just sort of looks at you and just... You get the feeling if it could raise an eyebrow, it would be raising an eyebrow.
Oh, Vienna,
what?
could I have a sliver of the boar meat for my raven?
Of course. And with that she gets her dagger and cuts the slither off and hands it over.
You, and then she'll offer it to Queenie. Here we
Queenie.
go, as promised.
Just gobbles it down.
All's forgiven, yes?
Okay. So you guys set up camp, get the tents up, light a fire, and you are able, for those of you who require to eat, able to enjoy a lovely boar steak each.
I'll try a little bit, just for the flavour.
Yeah, it is gamey and tasty, full of fatty juices, just very filling and warm.
That's nice.
Okay, I said the previous night was training. This is an appreciation night.
Appreciate what the land has to offer, yes?
Yes.
Everybody needs a treat night.
Okay. So I'm assuming you set up the alarm snake the same way?
Yes,
Yep.
I will watch and then passively watch,
Yeah,
as always.
same watches, okay?
Yeah.
So perception checks from those on watch, so Talia, Emily, and Hagar.
26.
Talia, you do get advantage because it is dark. So if you want
if
to
I
try
could
for a
roll any
crit,
higher, let's see. We'll stick with 26.
okay. So as your watch wears on, Talia, you do see there's no movement as such in the forest of enemies, but you do see the odd nighttime animal moving through. You see like badgers coming out of their sets. You see a couple of bats flitting around. Nothing untoward. You feel fairly comfortable. Doesn't seem to be anything too troubling going on around here. Comes to the end of your watch. Nothing dangerous. Nothing spotted. You wake up Xandal and you go into your meditative state. Xandal, so for your watch, again, perception, but for you with disadvantage due to it being dark. And you do not have dark vision as a halfling. But roll one for M. Okay. Looking out over what you can vaguely see in the dark, Xandal, you can hear the bats sort of flitting around above you, but that's about it. But Hagar and Emily seem to be sort of tracking a few things, but they don't seem to be making any signs that it could be dangerous or worrying.
Yeah, I imagine like partway through the night, Xandal's gotten like kind of distracted and is sort of like trying to work on this lightning unit to...
Yeah, you're not
He's
having
trying
much...
to figure out like how on earth it works without the right energy sources.
Yeah, you're having a bit of trouble because you haven't got the right tools and you haven't got a workshop, but
Yeah,
you're able to sort of spitball some ideas between you and Emily. And you feel like you're getting a general idea of what you might need to do.
yeah.
But dawn begins to break once more, and you can see as the sun rises through the trees.
Yeah. He wakes everyone up.
Yep. You all awake, and you have a meal of probably leftover cooked boar, a couple of like bits of dried finger rations, and a swig of water. You make sure that the horses are ready and rested, and you mount up and prepare. for your next day on the road. Whoever wants to it again, survival check, please, for your route.
Oh. Oh.
Yep.
Yep.
Let other
Yeah,
people do the
Talia,
survival
Hey,
check.
broke.
Talia, you immediately just yeah, we need to go that way. It's just like
And Vienna trusts
I
Talia.
did the token of past lives specifically for this, so we didn't get lost.
yeah, Talia, you know the direction, and you should arrive at the stronghold today, at the end of the day, like late evening, as long as nothing untoward happens.
You roll next one, yeah?
Okay. So, as you ride along, the day the day before, after the storm, had been pleasant. This day is just gorgeous. You can see butterflies moving around, birds flitting from tree to tree. The sun is basking down on you and making, as you were getting further and further north, it was getting just like a chill in the air. But today, that doesn't even seem to affect you too much. It's lovely and sunny. There's barely any wind. It's just nice. And you make really good time because of it. And by mid-afternoon, you can see peeking out of the trees that are now starting to transition from the oaks and elms of Penka Forest to being a few more pines and evergreens popping up here and there. Stood atop a small hill, you see a grey, foreboding fort.
I guess that's where we're heading.
Okay.
Yes.
So you guys keep riding, and by sort of a couple of hours till sunset, so it's a very late evening, you ride up the road to Wygrove Stronghold. And you can see that this stronghold it's not massive, but it looks very heavily fortified. Like the walls themselves are just this dark grey, just like really deep dark grey. There's battlement. There's 4 defensive towers at each corner, and you can see that on each tower there are 3 cannons facing outwards in every direction. This fort is designed to be able to defend itself from anything, anywhere, at any time.
Nice.
And you can see as you ride up towards the gate is currently closed, but you can see soldiers sort of watching you from above it on the balustrade, all with crossbows out, not necessarily pointing at you yet, but they do have them all ready. And you hear one of them go, "Halt! Who goes there?"
Oh, friends.
Friends is subjective. Identify yourself.
We're just
I mean, we're
travellers
Armatae.
looking for some rest.
Armatae, you say.
Yes.
From a harm.
You see one of them turn to the other, and they have a sort of quiet conversation amongst them. Wait there. We'll alert the commander.
Do we still have the
Talia will give him like a talon salute and then put her hand down.
Do we still have the diplomatic papers that just say that we've come from Maham?
No.
No. They
Okay.
were given to the king in Durana.
Okay.
Yeah.
But after about 30 minutes, you see the guard come back, but there's no one with them. And it's at that point, Talia, you don't get taken by surprise by this, neither does Emily, because you two manage to just sort of catch the rustling of feet through the sort of pine leaves on the floor. But Val and Xandal, you immediately both find yourself with blades at your necks.
Okay, Hagar doesn't get surprised either.
No.
Did they not see the talon salute I did?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no guarantee they'd even know what that is, but...
Yeah, they saw it, but yes. So you both find
would Hagar have been able to do something to sort of like knowing something like that, because
yeah,
Xandal's only got little legs.
Hagar has sort of brought a hand up and is ready, but The blades,
Yeah.
like I say, the blades have stopped at your throats, and you just hear a woman's voice go, "So, adventurers wanting to come into my stronghold. Why?"
Just want to resupply, and then we're heading north. We have no interest in your castle, or whatever you want to call it.
Always heading north. And the blades are immediately withdrawn. And walking around in front of you is a female wood elf. Tight leather and fur armor. Like, for a commander, like you would have expected, like, parade dress. She is dressed functionally. Everything here is, like, functional. It's defensive. It's just there as defense.
Height leather as defense.
Well, maybe.
I'm just asking.
When I say tight leather, I don't mean like tight. I mean it's
Look at
tight
that
to her
ass.
body to stop movement, so nothing
Okay.
can get snagged. It's all functional. There's no rustling.
None of that.
There's no snagging.
Bloody. What's the game? Dead or Alive? None of that Dead or Alive physics, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is functional. And
the
her
thirst
she's
comes
got,
back.
Oh, here we go.
but her black hair is shorn short, except for one bang that just hangs in front of her right eye.
That
And
seems
she's
counterproductive.
put her two scimitars back across her back as she sort of turns and looks at you and goes, "Commander Ifranel Dawin, this is my base. This is my command. I will not have you messing around and threatening the lives and livelihood of my soldiers. You will come
I'm
in.
failing to see at any point we were ever threatening, but okay.
I will not have you fraternizing, distracting, or otherwise making their lives more difficult than they need to be here. at the
Fraternizing? Do you
frontier.
think I'm a prostitute? What the hell?
All I can say is just don't annoy me or my men. We have
Like I
enough.
said, we're here to resupply. We will camp outside. I don't even want to be in your stronghold, and then we shall leave. Okay? I
I'm
fail
not
to see
letting
what
you
the
camp
issue is
outside.
here.
You will sleep inside, under guard. You will then be escorted out at dawn. I will
Grief,
not
you're paranoid.
try manning this stronghold for 300 years and seeing the sort of shit that comes out of the north.
I mean,
Then
you
we'll
look
talk.
good for 300 years old.
Ow.
She turns and looks at you and just goes, "Elf. I'm actually 500, thank you."
Even so.
Don't
It's at this-
comment on the woman's appearance, Jesus.
It's at this point that a stray bit of wind blows the bangs out of the way, and you just see an empty socket covered in scars.
Nice.
And she just sort of turns back and goes, "Open the gate, let them in, show them to Quart, then show them to Quarters, and escort them out in the morning." And she just walks ahead of you as the gate opens and just marches into the stronghold, and you are just left with like a guard comes up to you and goes, "Sorry about her.
Someone
I'll-
got out of the bed on the wrong side this morning.
Fiona's
She
like
won't-
carrying on as if she's actually absolutely used to this. This is normal treatment to her.
You've got to understand
Yeah.
this isn't. You have to be practical here. Every day is a struggle in this stronghold.
Constant
Every
war,
day.
I imagine.
Exactly. We have beasts that come down from the north every day. It's very unlikely that we don't normally have to fend something off. Anyway, come with me. I'll shake you to Quart. And he starts leading you into the main building. By the way, as you are passing through the walls, Xandal, you would especially pick this up. You notice these walls aren't made of stone. They're wood. And not like carpentered wood. This is grown.
Ironwood.
It is indeed. This is ironwood that has been grown into the shape of a fort.
Huh.
And
Impressive.
Xandal, being from Riverrun, the closest place to this stronghold, like that's a town. You actually do know that Wygrove Stronghold is a joint military operation between Maham and Pandy Vale. Pandy Vale provided the actual stronghold itself by growing these ironwood walls, which are stronger than stone, and if they do take too much damage, will regrow themselves and repair over time. Maham obviously provides the bulk of the manpower and the cannons.
Oh, this is a lot better, a lot more impressive up close than I thought. He sort of like, if he can, he sort of like just sort of like reaches out to sort of like test like the texture, the feel of like the ironwood, because I imagine it's something he's never actually sort of like seen, but he's sort of like fully aware of.
Yeah. As you run your fingers along it, you can feel it's wood. You can feel the grain and you can feel like the bark of it. But it also just feels hard. Like you can feel the strength in it just by touching it.
Impressive. He kind of just doesn't say any more on the matter, but just sort of like, oh God.
Oh, good. It didn't break me, but it did break Xandal.
It just popped up in the corner of my screen. I was like, oh, God.
Sorry about this, audience.
Aaron has broken.
Yeah.
I don't have a reset button for him, I'm afraid.
But you guys, like the actual main buildings inside the walls are ironwood. The buildings inside are made of stone, and you guys are guided through the stone keep and through to a small, like you're guided into a room with a long counter, and you can see behind that just racks and racks of shelving. And you hit the guard bangs on the counter and goes, Quart, come out here. We've got some travelers that need stuff. I'll be waiting outside the door. And he nods to you all and then walks out the door and closes it behind him. And you hear just boom, 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 boom. As walking up to the counter from the back, you just see this hulking 10-foot tall figure with soft glowing green eyes. As a Warforged steps up to the counter and looks down at you all and goes, I am Quartermaster. How may I assist you?
Xandal's already hopped off Hager. He's like, it is. And he sort of like pulls out his notes, like almost dropping them everywhere. And he's checking sort of like the notes and he's looking at the Warforged. He's like, oh my God, someone's actually made one of these.
You can see he's made out of like black metal mixed with a sort of very dark grey stone. And you can see like scrapes and scars and all sorts across the metal. This Warforged has obviously not just the quartermaster of the fort, has also worked in this fort and fought for the fort.
Yeah.
Don't see one of those every day, huh?
Vienna just kind of looks at him and says, we're looking for much warmer clothing to go further north.
North. Yashva?
We're not actually sure, to be honest.
Yashva is the nearest large city to the north in the frozen tundras.
That's interesting to know.
It was the capital of the Dragonborn civilization before the calamity.
Yeah, test of Val. You'll feel right at home.
Yeah.
He sort of
Sounds
looks you
like
over.
That would be a dangerous place to be, but yeah, I guess.
He looks you over and goes, yes, your clothes are not adequate. One moment. And he just stomps back off.
I imagine at this point, like, Hager's just like holding Xandal from following.
Xandal, keep it in your pants. Come on.
About 10 minutes later, he comes back, just arms full of thick fur clothing, which he just sort of dumps down on the counter and goes, I believe I have the sizing correct. Please try.
How much
Yeah,
is
no,
this going to
quite,
set us
yeah.
back?
That will be decided when sizing is correct.
Fiona kind of
Okay.
divvies them out for what she thinks is correct sizing.
Yeah, you can see this is
Yeah.
everything here is made of a multitude of different furs and different hides. There's no two things the same. You can see some of it looks like normal army, like standard, like you've seen some of the soldiers wearing, but some of it has obviously been handmade. Obviously, this stronghold believes in being self-sufficient on top of taking what it's given by Maham.
Yeah.
Nice.
But everything seems to fit well, and it is very warm. You can tell that this is designed to withstand even the coldest of weather.
I'm assuming that I can wear my chameleon armor over the top.
Yes,
And this is
all
like an
this stuff
insulation
goes.
layer.
Yeah, well, all this stuff is designed to go over armor. Your
Alright,
chameleon armor's effect will extend onto this, as it's a magical
cool.
effect.
Okay, I think that's the fitting.
All looks good. In total, he sort of stands still for a second, and you can see like the gems just sort of glittering in his eyes, and he goes, 200 gold.
Would you accept a bit of a barter to adjust the price? We have two of these big tusks.
He sort of reaches out, takes one in like one giant hand, and looks at it.
I have some medicinal herbs as well. I could give you maybe 50 of them and keep 50 for myself, if that would help you with
Takes those
medical
as well.
supplies.
Looks at it. Price dropped to 150.
Sweet. Split it
Okay.
amongst the party, cost-wise, to make it even load, yeah? So 150 amongst us.
That's 30 each,
Yeah?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think.
So 30 gold each, yeah?
You've done my
Check.
maths correct.
I was going to say, hang on a minute.
Wait, is that right?
Reese is usually the better maths person.
So there's what? Xandal, Blossom,
I know it's less
Talia,
than 30
Yeah,
then.
there's 6 of you, so
6 of us.
Yeah, so
so
150 between 6.
150 divided by 6
Doesn't go
25.
well.
No.
If someone has to pay an
so it
extra
is.
gold piece, I'll pay the
Oh,
extra gold piece.
No,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
it's 25 each. It's
Okay,
150
25
between
each.
6.
Okay, cool. And I'll deduct 50 of the medicinal herbs from my inventory. And the tusks that I didn't add, so it doesn't matter.
Do we need stuff for fish, though?
Yeah.
That'll make it 7.
If Fish was with you, she is actually cold resistant, so
Okay.
through her pact with her patron.
Yeah, and if she gets too chilly, she'll just hide in the shell, won't she? So
That's true.
Okay. So Quart takes the gold, and you watch as he sort of brings out what to him is a lockbox. To the rest of you is a full-sized safe, and he just carefully stores it away inside there, and then locks it under the counter. Need anything else?
how do you work?
Good.
No,
It's a
we're
bit
fine,
rude.
thank you, Paul.
What? I want to know. I'm interested.
I work as a quartermaster. I take inventory. I maintain.
No.
He's not going to understand his own inner schematics. Come on. Who does?
He does. He
Oh,
points at Hagar.
Quart just sort of looks down at you and goes, I have been here as long as the stronghold has been here.
Interesting.
I was created by an eccentric in Pandy Vale.
Is the eccentric elven, perchance?
Pandy Vale is an elven city, so yes.
Ooh. Is he still alive?
Considering this was 900 years ago, unlikely.
There's always a
An
chance.
elf. Yeah.
If he is likely senile by now, due to the way elves deteriorate over time.
Good point. Damn. Does he have apprentices?
I am unaware. I was created, given basic combat training, and then brought here to begin my role as quartermaster.
Okay.
Let's not have 50 questions, huh?
Yeah, we don't want to take up too much more of your time. Aside from clothing, do you have anything else that can help fend off cold, or help to keep people warm or protected from the elements whilst we go north? We have a little bit of coin to spare, if you've got anything a little bit more exotic.
I'm afraid the only thing I could part with was the warm clothing. Everything else is requisitioned for the use of the military.
That's understood.
Fine.
I mean,
Thank you.
you say it's requisitioned by the military, even if we paid double? Would there be anything...
Even then, it would be a crime.
Let's not take their supplies, Val. Come on, we've taken enough of their stuff.
No,
Let's
that's
go.
fair. I just wanted to ask the question.
Let's not
And
piss
I-
off the ugly lady, huh?
I appreciate everything you've done for us so far.
Be careful. Most adventurers who go north either
Don't come back.
return or don't return whole.
We will try our best to be safe, yes.
He then bangs on the wall. Like, he doesn't even bother going over to the door. He just bangs the wall, and it opens, and the guard looks at you all and goes, "Right, come on, I'll show you to your quarters."
Thank you.
Guides you through a mess hall, out another side to... It's not the cells, but you can tell it's only just a step above the cells. Like, they've got sturdy, strong doors and locks and basic beds, and that's about it. And he just sort of shows you like a couple into each room. No, he shows you all into one room. It's got a couple of beds down it. He goes, "All right, you'll be staying in here at dawn. One of us will come get you. We'll escort you out of the north gate, and you'll put your back to the stronghold, and hopefully we'll see you when you come back through the other side, potentially with all your bits still attached. Okay?"
That is the hope.
Hey.
Interesting quartermaster you have here.
Quart? Yeah, he's always been here. He's as much as part of the stronghold as the walls.
See them very often.
Well, that's why they're
You
so...
don't see them at all.
Calm
Yeah, so
down,
my
Xandal.
statement is still true.
I mean, you're all from Maham, right?
Yeah.
And you've not met In?
What?
In.
In. He runs the Dry Dock Tavern in the Sapphire Docks. He's a Warforged.
Ah, we don't
Oh.
usually go into the inns in the Sapphire Docks. We have an inn we stay at in the Gateway District.
I
Oh,
may
the-
Might
have
be
to
worth
visit
checking
there.
him out.
The
Yes.
Jester.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. I've not been back to Maham in a couple of years. Still in the middle of my tour up here. So, anyway,
You've missed some stuff.
enough chatting. I have to get back to training. So, I'm going to lock.
Alrighty, see you later.
He closes the door and you hear the lock click.
Well, this is cozy.
Well, better than being outside in the elements tonight, I guess.
Is this like basic barracks accommodation? So it'd be 12 by 2 by 2?
Yeah.
Or yeah. So Val spotting this, any of the beds that we're not using, Val's gonna grab his pile of leaflets and just stick a leaflet under each one of the pillows. Or rather, sorry, each one of the bedding packs that are on the bed, and then just come back and get settled.
Okay.
Xandal has, by this point, he's already sat in the corner of the room. He's kind of like dragged Hagar over. He's like doing measurements. He's taking notes. He's just like speaking to Hagar as he like used to, sort of thing, like when he was alone.
Yeah.
As if sort of like Hagar can answer him back. He's now just very, very excitable.
I was
Emily,
just gonna
by the
lean
way-
over. Oh, okay, you go.
Emily, by the way, pipes up. Xandal,
Yes.
you said that Warforged were rare.
And he sort of like pulls out his notes of like the Eberron plane or universe that he got from the Jaded Tower, and he pretty much puts it all out. Like, to him, this is something he's never heard of or seen. Like, even though there was one in Maham, but he never really left his tower except for supplies. So, like, he's stupidly excited, and he's trying to sort of like figure out where sort of like the autonomy of it's all coming from, because with it was sort of like the personality was already there, the mind was already there, so he just literally built a host body for that mind. With the likes of Hagar, it's sort of like it's an artificial mind, so he's now trying to comprehend how to sort of like make that artificial mind fully autonomous and not sort of like codependent.
Yeah. Emily just sort of reads over it all and goes, I do not recognize them. Though my memory banks are corrupted, I do not think I recognize them even as anything I have ever possibly seen before.
Exactly. This is amazing. I did.
Is that implying that Warforged are post Calamity, not pre?
That's the idea you get. Like, if
Yeah.
Emily thought Warforged were, like, you get the feeling though her memory banks are corrupted, if she'd seen one, there would have at least been like a sense of familiarity.
Yeah.
But this was as alien to her as it is to any of you. And she sort of looks over your notes and goes, could it be possible a artificer from Eberron somehow found his way here and made some?
I'm kind of thinking that, which is why I'm kind of thinking the one that created Quart may have originally been from Pandivale. Not Pandivale, from Eberron. Because this is science that is far advanced than any I know of.
How much of it is science and how much of it is something else?
For creations of yours and Hagar's ilk, it requires a great deal of science, a great deal of magic, a great deal of luck, and a pinch of genius.
Val, whilst handing these flyers out, just goes, you do realise that luck and genius sometimes comes from religious places, don't you?
Maybe
Fiona.
so.
Fiona, you can probably hear Fiona roll her eyes as she.
She rolls her eyes audibly.
Yeah.
Emily
mean,
just sort of... Sorry, you go ahead, Talia.
I was just gonna lean over to Fiona and be like, I think it's quite nice to see that Xandal's comfortable enough with us to, be himself and not hide away when he's talking about things like this.
You guys do have a habit of bringing the comfortability about people.
I think that's the nicest thing you've ever said, Fiona.
Fiona just smirks because she's actually laid with her eyes closed, sort of like drift. She's kind of getting ready to kind of meditate.
Can I braid Fiona's hair?
Yeah. Immediately jumps over and joins in.
Fiona's actually like, she kind of like winces a bit 'cause she's not used to this level of like.
Well, actually, you
Pamper
would
Fiona.
be.
You've been
Vienna.
pampered. Come on.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
you would have been used to, like, you would have had sisters, and you would have done stuff like this, and you would have had servants, and quite often your mother would probably have commanded the servants to come and do this against your will. So you're not necessarily immediately corpus menti about it, but it's not
No.
something you're unused to.
Okay.
But Emily sort of looks down and goes, What if... Hypothesis.
Go
One
ahead.
Warforged, original, came from Eberron with knowledge how to create more.
Warforged artificer.
Begins creating brethren, teaches others, trusted associates how to create more Warforged.
It's a possibility.
May bear some consideration.
Maybe
Likely-
some consequence as well.
Likely, you can see like Emily's like eye sort of section like fizzing with numbers as she goes through hundreds of like calculations and goes, during the calamity, walls between realms were thin. Possible crossover then?
Maybe so.
Interesting.
Definitely something that can be worked on. In essence, while this is exciting and very, very new, to me at least, I have learned in my short time that consequences have to be considered. In creating Haga, we did not have knowledge nor the technology to create him fully autonomous. It's the same with Adomiat. There is link and codependent drive. So while they both act independently, so to speak, they act based off of me.
I see.
So from my notes of these Warforged, these creations of power, essentially, they can do pretty much what all of us here can do. Every single one of us. They can call upon the divine, they can call upon the magics, they can be stealthy, they can be brutal. They can do all of that and more. But they're still constructs. And when I imagine, much like a child, they will question. Much like yourself, you question anatomy, you question certain points of like humanity, so to speak. If that correct questioning isn't put into a construct, a creation, anything like that, it can spell calamity. Because what's to stop something that has nothing to fight for? Or to lose?
As the night draws on, you and Emily discuss back and forth about this, whilst the other members of the party have food, generally relax in probably the last secure location you're going to have for quite some time. But it doesn't feel like it's too perilous or dangerous here.
Yeah.
And you eventually all go to your rests and sleep until the next day. So everyone gets a long rest, and again, all those temporary hit points you got are gone. So, because of the long rest, unless is going to do another inspirational speech in the morning.
Not quite right now. It's
Okay,
not quite the right place.
all right. But the minute that, like, for Talia and Vienna, you're probably both already awake. The rest of you, this is quite a rude awakening, as the very first rays of dawn are just peeking through the windows of your effective cell. You just hear the door unlock and it bang open, and a different guard this time, a female, is stood there and goes, "Up! Come on! Up! Your horses are ready.
For hours. Let's go.
Oh, good. Come on, get your stuff. Your horses are prepared. The gates are open. You can go on your way."
Wonderful. Let's go.
Okay, let's get out of here.
Okay, you are all escorted again back through the barren stone corridors to the outer courtyard, and again, your horses are all there, readied and saddled up, and you are all escorted out of the gates. And as you turn around, you can see the commander stood there, her black bang blowing in the breeze, showing off her scarred eye, and she just sort of gives you a nod as the gates close with a bang.
Talia will give another Talon salute, and then they'll be off, I guess.
So, you guys are now facing towards the north, what looks like an endless pine forest, reaching out as far as the eye can see. And you are now starting to feel a bit more glad of these heavier furs you are wearing, as there is now a chill in the air. It's not terrible just yet, but it is there. And you can see the further north you go, the worse it's going to get.
Let the good times roll, huh?
Should be fun.
Northward we go then.
Okay, we trundle onwards.
Okay, so for the first day of your travel, let's see what we get.
Fuddly bears.
So,
We just need to chill out, guys. It's fine.
No.
Boo.
It's gonna be a nice time. It's gonna be a nice time.
No.
Boo.
Not allowed. Shut your mouth.
They were so cold.
as you ride on through what now starts to become snow and frost underfoot, and pine trees reaching high into the skies, the trunks bare around you, but the higher portions blocking out much of the light. The day is bright, pleasant, and there is no snowfall, meaning that your travel is undisturbed and you make good time on this first day. Coming to a halt after the full day's worth of travel, you feel like you've crossed a decent amount of terrain. You manage to pitch the tents and get a fire lit and going. You feast once more, I'm assuming, on boar meat.
Yep,
Yep.
might as well
And
use it
use-
up.
While we're sort of like resting, Xandal's going to check over both Haga and Emily, just sort of like test, see what effect the cold has had on them, on
Okay.
sort of like the mechanics and stuff like that.
So far, it looks like they're not doing too badly. You get the feeling once you get much further north, it is going to get worse. Effectively, they are going to have to be making the same con saves as you all are. However, unlike you, who will take exhaustion, they will start just taking damage.
Yeah.
Spends months, weeks building M, gets destroyed in the cold.
Yeah.
But You are now able to rest, setting up the snake for the alarm, and same.
Yeah,
Watch
it's worked
it.
for us so far, I guess.
It's
Yeah.
going to take a piece of cloth out of her pocket and just fashion it into a little scarf for the snake. Even the snake doesn't need it. It's going to make like some kind of Christmassy style scarf to give the snake
Okay.
as it goes around.
The snake just clicks and whirs as it keeps going. Doesn't seem
20.
to. Yep. Okay. Em is going to make hers. Okay. So Talia, as the night wears on, again, it's strange compared to the couple of nights hence when you were in Penka Forest. This is eerie. It's quiet. There's barely any movement of wildlife around you. Occasionally you'll see what looks like a fox or an owl shooting past, but nothing else untoward so far. The end of your watch comes and you wake Xandal before going into your vegetative state.
You're just changing what it is every time.
Yeah, because I'm the DM and I'm allowed to.
In the vegetative state, meditative state.
Yeah, if I use the same word over and over, people get bored.
It's fair, I might just find it funny at school.
Yeah, Xandal, so you awake and it is now time for you to make your perception check, please.
Okay.
Emily makes hers again.
Disadvantage.
Yep, disadvantage.
Okay, better.
Nice, Emily.
Aga.
Yep.
I think Xandal's more sort of like, though he is trying to sort of like keep watch, he's more preoccupied with trying to rig together some form of like basic heating element that he can quickly install that keep both robots from just sort of like shutting down.
As you are doing that, Emily puts a hand on your shoulder and goes, "It has not seen us, but look," and points out to you. You can just make out, like for her, it's obviously clear as day because of her ability to see in the dark.
Yeah.
But for you can just make out, because she's pointing it out to you, the outline of a giant wolf. Like huge.
Like dying?
Like about the same size as those boars from the other day.
Okay.
Again, it is not looking in your direction, it is not paying any attention to you, it is just moving by.
Xandal will sort of like just keep watch along with the other two. He's holding his action to teleport to the nearest tent should this thing notice us.
As you keep watching, after about an hour, the form of the wolf has faded into the snow in the distance. Either it was not hungry, or it just didn't notice you, but it has moved onwards and away. An hour or so later, dawn begins to peek through the branches of the trees above you.
Xandal will then quietly go round and wake people up instead of his usual everyone wake up call.
Yeah.
That
Wolf was sort of your first sign that, yeah, this area is more dangerous than the forest we've been in previously.
No predators, so, well, there are predators, but it means everything's a lot bigger.
We're in the cold, which means that there is an animal that actively hunts humans probably in here. Like, naturally, in the wild. And those things are scary. Damn polar bears.
You all get up, quickly break camp, and get back on your horses and continue northwards. You don't need survival checks for this because you are literally currently just heading north.
While we're going, Xandal able to rig something together for the robots to sort of like add that heating element with.
Make me an intelligence check with disadvantage because you are
Okay.
trying to do this on Hagerback, basically.
Yeah. I'm going to use a flash of genius to add a +3 to that.
Okay.
Disadvantage roll. 6.
6.
No, 9.
9. You begin
9.
putting something together, but it is crude and inefficient, and you get the feeling that it would have a high chance of breaking. You get the feeling that it would do the job in a pinch if you really had to, but
Yeah.
not. It's a last resort sort of item.
Yeah.
Who has the compass?
That would be
Lo-
awesome.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, we
Vienna-
should probably have been using that this whole
No,
time.
I was
was
waiting
thinking
for a
that.
chance to speak. Yeah. Vienna turns to Blossom and says, okay, can I borrow the compass, please?
Yeah, that's fine.
So
Yep.
she takes the compass and hopes that it points her into the right direction of
Take
Winter's Moon.
Equinox's compass, and currently it is just spinning and not doing anything.
How do you get this to work?
Normally just points to the closest thing, I think.
You do remember Lady Winter saying, go north into the frozen tundra, then follow the compass.
Right, okay.
So
we
you
just
wonder
keep
whether you're
walking.
not close enough yet.
Right.
Makes sense.
Vienna hands it back to Blossom for now and is like, we'll try again when we're actually in the snow.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Okay. Again, you make decent progress during the day. However, there is the beginnings of a light snowfall. Nothing too drastic so far, but it is coming down. And for some of you, this is your first time seeing snow. Especially for you, Vienna. This is like you've seen the frost in Maham during the Frosted Feather Festival, and you saw the snow in like Granny Coldheart's domain. But this is your first time
Actually
seeing it as a
yeah.
natural phenomenon.
I always thought Mother Night actually just made this stuff up.
What, snow?
Yeah. I thought it was just effect.
Well, I suppose you never know with Faye.
She just kind of brushes it off. It's like, yeah.
But your day passes without any real incidents. You do come across like tracks of things that have gone through. You see what looks like humanoid tracks. You see animal tracks. There's obviously things that do go through here, but you do not come across anything during the day. Eventually, you make camp, set up the tents and the fire, and get ready to rest. Same watches as the night before, again, I'm assuming?
I think Vienna will
Yeah.
do a watch as well.
Cool.
Okay.
Wow, I rolled shit today. 13.
13. Okay, is Vienna on this watch, or is she taking a later one?
I think she'll take a later one.
Okay.
Anyone else watching? during
Yep,
the day?
Emily's going to make
Yep.
one as well. And I'm assuming Hager will as well.
Oh, that's better. Oh, he went to pee, didn't he?
Yeah, I was
yeah.
going to say, I think he's actually gone off.
That's fine. We can wait.
In fact, if we are waiting, I'll be right back too. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good point to go for a read.
Okay, everyone quickly go for a loo break and then come back. Right. So
And we're back.
we need a perception check from Haga, please.
Perception from Haga. There we go.
16. Okay. So you are all sort of sat, keeping an eye on things, but you don't seem to see anything untoward. However, these creatures now get a surprise round as they rolled a 25 on their stealth check.
Haga and Emily can't be surprised.
Yes, they can't be surprised, but that doesn't mean that this stealth round isn't about to go off.
Yeah.
So I am going to bring up the map because I do need everyone to roll initiative to know when Haga and Emily are going to get their turns in this mess that is about to happen. So
We all doing initiative, are we?
yes, please.
Okay.
Although you are all
things?
the rest of you are currently asleep. So except for Talia.
Well, I might hear something, I guess, but yeah. They'd have to attack me first, probably.
It's rolls on initiative today.
Damn.
In like 5, 9, and 11.
I think we've swapped places.
Oh fuck! I had advantage. It was nighttime.
Well, you've got a 21 anyway, but you are surprised.
No,
so...
I meant on perception in darkness when I did the rolls. But never mind.
Well, roll again. We'll see if you are surprised or not.
It's more for the first round, but yeah.
Yeah, no, you are still surprised, unfortunately. So, Talia is surprised. Oh, I need to get the combat music going.
I need to write the stuff for the cowl down on an actual card, because it's difficult to keep going into the journal trying to remember what he does.
There we go. That should be combat music going.
Killer symbols.
So, Talia is surprised that she doesn't get to do anything. Emily does get to do something. Because she is able to work, so she is going to...
I take it it's because it was the second round that it doesn't count, as I rolled technically the same as she did.
Well, no, you got a 21, Emily got a 20.
Wait, on what? Oh, I'm not on about initiative, I meant perception.
Yeah, no, but they rolled high enough stealth that you couldn't see it. But
Right,
Emily is construct, she can't be surprised.
Right, okay.
So, she is going to immediately move up here and is going to make a spark attack against this one. $19 does hit. So that is 1d4 plus 3.
Are they on their sides because they're asleep?
They are, yes.
Right.
They are currently
It's like,
prone.
why is everyone unconscious? Oh god.
They are currently prone, so that is 5 lightning damage. So you watch as Emily runs up to one of these creatures and swipes at it with her sparking hands, and the spark hits it, but it just seems to shrug it off fairly well. You hear it just sort of go, but that's about it. Vienna can't do anything, Blossom can't do anything, Xandal can't do anything, but Haga can.
Yes. So Haga's essential thing is he's going to sort of like, let me just work out a good plan here. I forgot what the range is on his raw.
Normally it's a 20-foot line, I believe, for an acid spray.
Yeah.
So he can target one of them. There's definitely one within range.
Yeah. I think that's pretty much what he's going to have to do. He's going to... not that one, not that one. That one.
Okay.
Or, yeah, so he's going to go for that one.
Okay, so dex save for that one.
Yeah.
That's only a 9, so it fails. So it takes
So
17 acid damage.
Yeah.
But as you watch the acid fly at it, some of it does seem to hit and burn into it, but some of it just splashes through it.
As Xandal kind of just got... not Xandal, Hag kind of cocks his head. That's all he can do for now.
Okay. It is now the creature's turns. So this one is
Would the
going to-
creatures have set off the snake?
Yes, so would actually be awake.
Okay, cool.
So is awake, but she is still surprised.
That's fine.
Because they did stealth up stealthily enough.
Alright, be right back.
So, these are all going to move in. Like so. And then we're going to get the attacks in.
Okay,
So-
so the one that is on... or one attack on Atalia will be at disadvantage as Hagger's... First time I've actually got to use this.
Okay. So, one is going to make an attack against you, Talia. That was cocked. Reroll. That is 11 to hit. Hello,
Hello?
Talia.
Apologies, Talia experienced a blue screen of death.
Oh no.
I'm back. I don't know what the fuck just
You're
happened.
back.
I'm back.
Uh,
I never got my tabs.
11 to hit. Did it hit?
What I miss? What I miss?
Well, a creature's attacking you. 11 to hit.
Miss.
Miss. Okay. So you just watch as this... It looks like a wolf, but you can see slightly through it. It's like semi there, semi not. And it just lunges at you and tries to bite you, but you manage to just sort of duck out the way. Right, so there's going to
Oh,
be...
they've come in close.
There's going to be 3 attacks against Hager, because he actually harmed one of them. I'm guessing a 7 and a 9 don't hit,
They do not.
but a 19 does.
Yes.
So Hager is going to take... Ooh, don't drop the d4s. Hager takes 6 cold damage. And Hager is a construct, not a creature, so he doesn't have to make the save. That's fine.
Right, his health is wrong on there. So 6 cold damage.
Yes, 6 cold damage.
Yeah.
There is then going to be 1 attack against Emily from this one up here. 12 does not hit. Right, there's then going to be 2 attacks against Vienna, both at advantage because she is currently meditating. So,
Damn it.
one of them is an 8 to hit, so
Well,
doesn't
that
hit.
misses.
The other one is a 15 to hit.
I believe that hits.
It
No, misses.
shouldn't, because you got your new...
Yes, the
Oh.
Elven
Yeah,
Chain.
anything, yeah.
That I still
Yeah.
haven't put in my
But
thing.
The first one just sort of snaps past your head and just misses. The second one does hit you, but it digs into the Elven Chain and doesn't actually damage you, but it's enough to sort of shock you awake that this is happening.
Okay.
Okay, so 1 attack against Val with advantage. That is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so Val, you take... that's 10 cold damage. which immediately obviously shocks you awake. As
Cool.
again, these you like semi-physically feel it, and there is a wound, but half of it is just this sapping cold on your skin, in your scales, and it just seems like all the warmth has been pulled out of where this creature just bit.
Where did it bite?
For you, probably on a shoulder because you are prone currently. So Blossom at advantage because you are prone. 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Yep, so Blossom takes... that's 9 cold damage. And you are already prone, so you don't have to make the save. And then 1 attack against Urt, not at advantage. Nat 1. Does nothing. Sort of goes to lunge and just goes... and then 1 attack against Xandal with advantage. That is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Xandal takes 9 cold damage.
Ooh.
Okay. So that is the end of the surprise round. Top of the round. Talia. These weird semi-corporeal wolves have just come charging into your camp. And
Does
attacked
Val
you.
not get an attack after those guys since it shocked him awake?
No, because it counts as your round. You being woken up.
Okay,
They had a surprise round, so it's now top of normal initiative.
And Urt was awake, so does she not get an attack?
She would, yes. Sorry. Yeah, she
Okay.
would have been last in the initiative anyway, so yes, it would be. So we'll do Urt's turn first.
Okay, she's gonna put up a level 4 Spirit Guardians.
Okay. So let me just get the aura up. 15 foot, yeah?
Yeah.
There we go.
Cool. That's all she's
Alright.
gonna do.
Okay. Talia, it's now your turn.
Okay, I'm going to on hand, off hand rapiers. It's this one
Okay.
here.
Okay, go ahead.
So 20 to hit for the lightning rapier.
Hits. So you don't get sneak because
No,
it
don't
is
get the
not
sneak
being,
attack. So it does the lightning and the piercing. Yeah.
so 15.
And then I need to roll the
Hang on, I need to figure out damage here. So you watch as it slices through. The lightning does spark, but doesn't seem to do much, and neither does the rapier.
Did she not get
still...
sneak because of Hagar?
No, because Hagar is not.
No, because I'm not
threatening
attacking. This one's only in combat range for
Yeah.
me, not for either of you.
So that did do damage, not as much as you were expecting.
Yes. And then. Right, what did I said I was going to hit him again with the rapier, didn't I? So,
Yeah, the offhand rapier.
So I just roll a d20 plus. Oh, I can just roll. I don't get the +7, do I? Because
You
it's
do not. It's just a flat d20 roll.
Nat 1. No. End my turn.
That one, yep. Just the shock that the first rapier didn't do as much damage as you thought, just sort of boggles your mind, and as you lunge with the other one, it just does nothing.
These fuckers are resistant to a lot. Seemingly.
Emily's turn. Emily is going to attempt to strike this one again with another zap. Misses, unfortunately. Okay, Vienna, you've just woken up after having something try to bite you.
I have 2 in front. Well, technically 3 in front of me. That's correct.
So I'm assuming half your movement to get up.
Yep. And I am going to turn my gauntlet into a sword.
Yep.
And Eldritch Blast.
Okay, which direction are you going? Because the cone, if
It's
you
a
go
cone, so
this way, you can hit both of these
that's
two.
where I was aiming for, so just getting both of them in that cone.
Okay, so dex saves for them. your DC's a 14, correct?
Yes.
So one saves, one does not. So one will take half damage.
So,
So one takes. Oh, need to make another round of saves. They both fail the second save. So one takes half damage on one, and the other takes, and then full damage on the other, and the other one takes full damage on both. So that as it slashes through them, like seems to seriously wound them.
okay.
They seem seriously hurt by that. They sort of whimper and duck away from it, and sort of snarl and bite at you.
Good to know.
Okay.
That's my
Anything
turn for
else?
now. No,
All right.
that's it.
Blossom, it's your turn.
I will start by standing up
Yep.
and go for Rite of Lightning.
Okay.
Okay, I fall 6 to myself. Good start.
Okay.
And then just strike the one in front of me.
Okay, go ahead.
2 and 17.
Both hit.
For 8 and 2 and 8 and 6.
17. Okay. So again, as you are slashing and hacking at this creature, you do not gain any charges on the gem, by the way.
Yeah.
But you're watching as your blade, like, it digs in for a second and does some damage, but then just slips through the creature as if it isn't there. And the lightning, like, plays through its body for like a second, but then just sort of dissipates into the ground. Okay, end of your turn.
Yep.
Okay,
I feel
Xandal.
like this is the one that he said was going to be a doozy.
Oh no, this isn't that bad.
So
Oh, great.
Xandal stands up,
Yep.
grabs his hammer, and hits.
Okay,
With it.
it is dim light, so it is the shadow abilities.
Yep.
Who are you aiming for? The one,
The one that attacked him first. One
so
attack.
the one below Ertz there.
Yeah. Ouch. 14.
14 does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay, and second attack at the same one.
Yep.
That was even worse.
Yep, does not hit either.
Bonus action.
Mhm.
Teleport 15 feet.
Okay. Go ahead and move yourself 15 feet then.
5, 10, 15.
Okay. Alright. It is now the creature's turns, who all have to make wisdom saving throws, I'm guessing.
Hager's
Yeah.
got a
15.
turn first.
Oh, yeah, Hager, sorry.
Yeah. Wait, actually, no, he doesn't, because I used a bonus action.
Right.
But let's see whether he gets his thing.
No.
No.
Nope. Okay. Right. So, wisdom saves for all of these.
Yeah, 15.
One fails. That one fails. 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 Passes. Passes. Fails. Fails. And fails. Okay, so 2 pass, the rest fail. And what damage are you using, by the way? Should have made you state that when you cast it.
I mean, she's always gone with Radiant, so she's probably going to continue going with Radiant.
Well, she's done necrotic before.
Has she?
Yeah?
Yeah, she can choose.
Go Radiant to start off with.
Radiant. Okay. Right, so that one takes the full 20. That one takes the full 20. One of them is now looking very hurt. The one in front of Blossom. Takes the full 20. Takes the full 20. Takes the full 20. Hang on, this is going to take a while. There needs to be a way where I can just do all of them all at once. Right, this one takes half. That only takes 10. This one only takes half. That takes 10. These ones all take 20. Yep, some of them are now looking really rather hurt from that. As you watch the radiant light just sort of dig into their forms, and they just sort of all howl and whine in pain, just go. But it's their turn. This one up here is going to howl. As you just hear it go. I need everyone to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
God damn you and wisdom saving throws.
Is it
Is
10
this
foot
versus-
within?
Hang on, I
Is
need
it
to-
10 or
Frightened.
15 foot within me? Within range of me that they get a +3 or
It's
plus
10
2.
foot. 10 foot.
Okay.
Yeah, is this versus frightened?
Blossom versus frightened, yeah. So Blossom failed.
20, yay!
Val pass because of your plus. No, that's not with your +3. You don't get the +3. So 12 is a fail.
Oh,
Talia pass.
Gets the +3.
Just passes. Xandal fail.
yeah, even with the advantage.
Yep. So, Blossom, Valdision, and Xandal, you are all frightened and stunned whilst frightened.
Shit.
So, we'll just
Doesn't
take
that counteract the fear? Because they have to run away, but they can't because they're stunned.
Yeah.
That's a weird one.
No, they can't. They don't have to run
Oh
away.
shit,
They
doesn't
just
that
can't
mean
get
they take
closer.
damage?
That does mean that the creatures get advantage on them.
Ah.
Who was the other one? Val, who has
How about the icon?
who hasn't
always looks like you're
actually
taking it
stood up yet.
back.
Well, I don't know how to turn the coin round.
No, it
so-
hasn't even been your turn yet.
Yeah.
I got attacked last
Hasn't-
round, which you said I woke up with.
Yeah, you woke up, but you didn't get to stand up. It wasn't
Okay.
your turn.
Yeah.
So, but now it'll be your turn in a second, but you won't be able to stand up because you're stunned.
It's fine.
This always
So-
happens to Val.
So we are going to have. Yep, one of them is going to make an attack on Val with advantage.
Bring it.
Yeah, that's a 9, so that misses.
Nope.
I'm going to swap dice. One is going to make an attack against Blossom with advantage. That's a 21 to hit.
Pretty sure that hits. I don't know where
So,
Blossom's gone.
yeah,
Yeah, I said that hits.
yeah.
Oh, we
Sorry,
didn't
we
hear
didn't
you.
hear
So.
Oh, right.
That's 6 more cold damage to you, Blossom.
Yep.
And I also need you to make a charisma saving throw, please. As these strange semi-corporeal jaws lock around your arm.
I get a +3 from Val still, don't I?
Yes. His aura is still there, despite the fact he is completely incapacitated.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine. You feel like as it bites you, like something like tries to drain like your conscious to make you fall over, but you shrug it off. Okay, so then there's going to be 2 attacks against Urt, just regular attacks. So that's a 17 and a 16 to hit.
Both hit.
Both hit. Okay. So Urt is going to take. Takes 15 cold damage.
Okay.
and she needs to make me 2 charisma saving throws, please.
Okie doke.
Pass. And pass. Yep, she's fine. She feels that same thing, something trying to like force her to fall down, but she shrugs it off. Right, so against Hagar, 3 of them are going to attack. Oh, blimey. A 21, a 23, and a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they all hit Hagar. Xandal?
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to
Yeah.
unmute myself.
That's fine. Xandal's going to... 20 points of cold damage to Hagar.
Ah, I
Does he
forgot
need
it
to
locked
make
me out of
them saves?
Sirenscape. No wonder it's so quiet.
He does not need to make those saves, no, as he is
Okay.
a construct, not a creature.
Yeah.
Okay,
To rejoin Sirenscape, so you might need to reset. Sorry.
alright, that's fine. So Talia, as an attack against
Disadvantage, because Hagar can still do
Disadvantage.
that.
you. Yep. So that is a 14 to hit Talia.
Miss.
Miss, okay. And then 2 strikes against Vienna. One is not going to hit, that's a 13. The other is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Vienna, you take 8 points of cold damage.
Fun.
And I need a charisma saving throw, please. Yep, you're fine.
Awesome.
Okay, Val, you spend your turn stunned, but you may now, at the end of your turn, remake the save against being frightened.
Quick question.
Oh, no.
Stunned means that I can't move.
Yes.
Am I on the floor facing this guy?
Yes.
Can I just
But you
do...
You are stunned. You can't do anything. Your muscles are completely locked up.
I can't open my mouth?
Can't do anything.
Okay.
But you don't need to make a save. The save, the status effect does end at the end of this round. So
Okay, no
it's
worries.
only
I
a
get
one
it then.
round stun.
Cool.
Well, no, you're stunned for the whole of your turn. So
Yeah.
you can't do anything this round. Urt.
Okay, Right, I think we're gonna go mace attack
Okay.
against the one that's to the left of her.
Yep.
Okay.
That one. Yep.
16.
16 hits. So 6 damage. Okay.
And can I do War Priest and attack again?
Yep. Again, as the mace hits, you feel like it hits for a second and then just passes through.
Well, that was
That nat one does not hit. That nat one does nada.
Well, that's her turn.
Okay. Talia, it's your turn.
Okay. We're going to try this again and see if we succeed. I want a cold iron chain, that one. DC
Cold
17.
Iron Chain. DC 17 con save. Okay. Yeah, no, that's a 10. That fails.
Finally!
You and it are linked.
Yeah, boy! You hurt me, I hurt you, bitch! Okay, what does that count as? Is that an attack? Is that a reaction? Is that a bonus action? What are we counting that as?
Let me double check the item quickly.
I don't think it says it's an act. Let me see. Can't remember whether you said it was an action.
Once activated as an action.
Right, so that's my action. Okay, so I've only got a bonus action
Yeah.
left. For my bonus action, can I grant Vienna advantage with C?
You may.
Fate?
Yep, see fate, so Vienna has advantage.
Can I roll in my turn?
Okay. Emily's turn. Emily is going to make another spark attack, because it's all she can really do at the moment. Oh, hang on. Need to actually press the button properly. 16 does hit, so doesn't do much though. Yeah, that really doesn't do much to that one. But she tried. She tried. Okay, that's the end of Emily's turn. Vienna, your turn again.
I am going to do the same as I did before.
Okay, so 2 dex saves for these two. 1 pass, 1 fail. 1 pass, 1 fail. So one of them passes twice, the other one failed twice.
And did Talia give me advantage?
I did,
It-
yes.
But with this, it's
But with
because
this,
it's dex saves for
yeah.
them, it's not to hit. But one of them, as the 2 slicing waves pass through it, it just goes. "Arr!" And then you watch as it falls to the floor, its body just turns into a mist and just blows away.
Okay.
And so does the other one, actually, even with those saves.
Awesome.
Let me check. Yeah, the music was just restarting. Okay, anything else, Vienna, or is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
Okay. Blossom, you are currently stunned, so you cannot do anything. Same for Xandal. So it's back to the wolves' turns, and that means that the stun has now worn off. So I will remove that from all of you.
I believe it's till the end of their turn, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, it lasts 1 round. So once it goes back to the beginning of their turn, it ends for this.
Oh, right.
It's a different type of stun. It only lasts as long as you are frightened, and the specific wording is that frightened for 1 round.
Ah, right. Because I thought it was like the Blood Curse of the Howl, which is until the end of your next turn.
Yeah, no, this is a slightly different ability.
I don't get that until level 18. Never going to be able
Okay.
to use it.
Can I have
So
some wisdom
this-
saves, please?
Yes, you can. This is probably going to end up killing the rest of them. One got a nat 20, the other got an 18, so they both pass. 1 fails. Next 3, they all fail, and the last 2 both pass, actually. So 1 pass, 3 passes and a bunch of failures, so 13 damage. So this one passed, so it only takes half of that. So that's 7. Okay. This one failed. That one vanishes in a puff of cold mist. This one took full damage, but is still here. But not
Can I
by
just say the little Erts have got like puffer jackets on and little hats, and when they're attacking the creatures, she's like they're going around on skis with like ski sticks and attacking with the ski sticks.
Oh gods. Okay, these 2 both pass, so they only take half. These 2 both failed, so take full. And that one is still just up. Okay. But yeah, that one moved around to there. Let me just... There we go. There we go. It said it was playing, but I fixed it. Right. So, one of them is going to make a strike against Xandal. However, Emily is going to use her reaction to give you +2 to your AC, Xandal, as she projects the shield onto you. So that is an 18 to hit.
18, I believe, misses now. Yes.
Okay. So one is going to make an attack against Valdision with advantage because you are still prone.
Poor
Let's say
fella.
19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
So you take 8 more cold damage.
Yeah, okay.
2 are going to attack Ert. Regular attacks, that's an 18 and a 19 to hit.
Both hit.
She will need to make concentration checks for this.
That's fine.
That's 16 points of cold damage in total, and I need 2 concentration checks. Because it's 2 separate attacks. Yep. And no. Spirit Guardians is down.
That even with the +3 that she would get?
Even with the plus... No, because it...
Bring it up to 10, wouldn't it?
Bring it up to 10.
Yes. Drat. Fine.
He hates Spirit Guardians so much. It's so funny.
Wouldn't you? Anyway, 3 attacks on
Celebrate
Haggard.
the
They
victories,
feel like he's
Paddy,
low.
Celebrate.
That's a 15 to hit Haggard, a 17 to hit, and a 9. I'm assuming only 1 or 2 of those hit.
Who, sorry?
15 misses, 17 and the
17 hits.
Yeah.
That was the only one that would have hit.
okay, yeah.
He takes another 7 cold damage.
Okay.
And then the one that's linked to Talia is just going to keep attacking Talia.
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
No!
Nat 1. It did get a 19,
Fuck's
but then it was a
sake!
nat
He's
1.
gonna save against it, and I'm not gonna get to use the chain again! One time I actually wanted to hit me, for fuck's sake.
Okay.
Xandal! Oh.
Val, it's your turn.
Okay,
Paddy
Val...
has to make a save against the chain. Again.
I thought that was only the one time.
At the end of each of its turns.
Okay, hang on. Yeah, no, fails.
Oh, okay, good. Right, don't give him disadvantage again.
You've
Val, get
gotta
up.
tell him that. I don't know that.
Val gets up. Finally.
And can I thwack it? Finally.
Yep, go ahead. As you do thwack it, Mortimer just immediately goes, undead.
Oh,
Cool.
I wasn't sure if it was.
Can I pump a smite into that? Well, give me a second. I'll do the damage first, and then I'll do the smite.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
first
So
levels.
Was it 1 or 2-handed for the
It would
strike?
have been 2-handed after I just got up.
Okay. So...
And then first level smite, which
So
is an
2d8.
extra 2d8. And then do I get something for it being undead?
Oh no. A first level Divine Smite is 1d8, and it's an extra d8 for being undead. So it's 2d8 that you roll.
Cool. Another 10.
Another 10. Okay, it is still up. Barely, but it is still up.
I'm gonna hit it again.
Okay. Hits.
Nice.
Yep. That one dissipates into a cloud of cold mist as well.
Cool.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, I want to do Shield of Faith.
On yourself, yeah?
Yeah, on myself.
Okay. End of your turn. Urt.
And let me switch characters. There we go. It's gonna take some thwacks as well.
Okay.
Mace.
Same target.
Yep. 21.
Okay. Hits.
Oof. 10 damage.
Okay.
Is this
Yep, this
morning?
one's looking
or...
very hurt.
She's
No,
gonna.
this is still the middle of the night.
Excellent.
She's gonna do War Priest and hit it again.
Yep. Okay. Hits. Yeah, that one also dissipates into a puff of cold mist.
Nice.
Okay. Is that end of Urt's turn?
Yeah. She's already concentrating, so.
Yep. Just gonna get rid of the dead ones, because technically there's nothing left behind. There we go. Right. Talia's turn.
So, oh wait, no, it doesn't give me advantage, does it? It's just it would auto crit if I hit.
Yes.
Can I still shoot the one in front? But obviously I shoot with disadvantage because he's right in front of me with Evan shot.
Disadvantage, yeah. Mm-hmm.
18 to hit.
Does hit. Here comes the stupidly massive auto crit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more than enough. That one vanishes in
Okay, right. But he
12
was
minutes.
linked to me, so if he
Yep.
dies, I get temporary hit points equal to the damage taken that caused the fatal hit. So how much temporary hit points do I get?
4.
Oh, well, better than nothing.
It had 4 hit points left.
Oh, okay, cool. So that's that ability used up. So I can still link things to it, but I can't gain any temporary hit points if I kill
Yes.
it, right? Okay, cool. Until a short rest. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Emily's,
That was my
sorry.
action, right?
Yes, sorry. Yep.
Okay. Can I bolts on the grave? Yeah, can I bolts on the grave that one? Is that also at
Yep.
disadvantage? Yeah.
That is also at disadvantage, yep. But you can. Quite like this combat music. Does not hit, unfortunately,
Okay,
with
that's
an 11.
Then I end my turn. I'm not that keen on this piece of music, if I'm honest. But yeah.
Okay, I'll choose
It's
a
the
different one
beginning of
next
it. It's a bit distracting because of the
time.
symbols.
Okay. Right. Emily is going to attempt to attack with the spark again. Does hit. Yep. Doesn't really do a lot again. Because it's lightning damage and it's resistant to lightning damage.
Emily, you suck.
No, she doesn't. You shut your mouth.
Okay. End of Emily's turn. Vienna, it's your turn.
Okay, I am going to just step out here,
Okay.
aim for this one, switch to arrow on my
Okay.
Eldritch Blast.
Yep, on the Eldritch Gauntlet, yep.
Nice.
Well, that's
Yep, and they
too bad.
both beat it by 2 or more, so roll attacks for the one behind it as well. Still up, but the 13 does not hit.
That's a shame.
You've got a second one as well.
Oh,
They
I
both-
rolled both,
Two
yeah.
piercing.
There we go, there's the second one. 19, that does hit.
Awesome.
And would pass through, but obviously there's nothing else behind it.
That's alright.
Okay. Anything else, Vienna, or is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
Okay. Blossom, it's your turn.
These ones look mostly damaged, aren't they?
Yeah, they've all taken some damage now. They're other than this one up here, they're now they are the healthiest ones left.
Yeah, I will go for the one above then. Hit that with 15 and 23.
Both hit.
Nice. Or 15 and 6, and 12 and 6.
Okay, let me just work that out. 24. 39 points of damage. 19.
And if it's still up, use my brand of castigation on that one.
It is still up, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So that one is branded. Okay. Anything else, or is that the end of your turn?
Nope, that's my turn.
Okay, Xandal, it's your turn.
It's hammer time, two-handed.
Okay.
Normal. 15.
Just hits.
And hold on, let's see what the effect is. A 1, which is okay. The hammer. No, that's like the green glow of the hammer gains a pitch black core deep within the crystal, and surrounding areas air feels thick and heavy. Until your next turn, anything within 10 feet of you has its speed halved and a disadvantage on attack rolls.
Yep.
Ranged
Okay.
attack. That affects you guys too.
It does, yes.
Well, it affects Val, Blossom, and Emily, I guess.
10 feet of me.
Oh no, it affects me, but not Ert. So Ert and Vienna are fine. So everyone else is up. Oh, and Hagar.
Hang on, I can give you an aura. Hang on. 10 feet. There you go.
Where was it?
So anything within that
Am I
circle,
just in that or just out?
you
of
are
that?
just out of that.
Okay.
Okay. So it is now the creature's turns.
Bear with me. Bear with
Yep.
me. Because I've got my second attack.
Oh yes, you do. Sorry, go ahead.
And then there's Hagar. So that's a hit. Let's roll the d6 first. Ooh, a 4.
Ooh, the 4.
4. As the hammer connects with its target, black tendrils shoot out from within the crystal's polished surface and attempt to ensnare the target. The target of the attack must succeed on a DC 14 strength saving throw, or be restrained until your next turn.
That was a -2, so yeah, it is restrained.
You made this weapon, Paddy. You made
I did make this weapon.
And that's Hagar's turn. I can give him an order. Force empowered rend on. Wrong thing. That one.
Yep.
Bam. And also, let's see whether.
12 does not hit.
Nope. And he still doesn't get his roll back either.
Okay. It's now the creature's turn. So wisdom saves for the 4 inside the Spirit Guardians.
Yes, please.
All fail.
Cool. Right, Spirit Guardians. Have some attack. 21 damage.
Oh, blimey. Poof. Poof. And this one technically poof, but I need to leave it there because it's the one for their their thing. So the only one left is this one.
And it's
who wants to
restrained.
run away, who is restrained. So it is just going to take a wild snap at you, Xandal.
Hang on.
Do it
And
at
misses.
disadvantage as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's out of range of the aura,
missed.
then.
Yeah, it's just out of range. Okay. That's the end of its turn. So Val, it's your turn. You are at half movement
I know.
because of the aura from Xandal.
So 10 foot would take me there.
Yep.
That's what I was trying to work out. Let's actually get my Val thing up. There we go. I'm gonna give it a thwack.
Disadvantage because of
It'd
the
be at
aura.
normal. Because it would be advantage because of restrained.
Yes, that's correct. So one normal
Oh
roll.
yeah.
So 16.
16 hits. Yep, hits. 13. So that is. It is still just up.
Wow.
So it can get another thwack then.
Yep.
25.
Hit.
Puff.
Poof.
Cool.
Like,
And they thought it had us surrounded.
just vanishes into the cold mist. And as
Not
you
even
all
a how do you want to do this? It was just a puff.
thought, it was just a puff. Because I've got something else that's about to happen.
Oh no.
Ooh.
As you sort of come down from the adrenaline of that fight, Val, you watch as that cold mist that was blowing away coalesces briefly into the form of a much smaller wolf than the one you just saw, and much mean looking.
Much what?
Much
Sorry,
less
your audio
mean
kicked
looking.
out. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. And it sort of just looks at you and just opens its mouth and just gives a happy pant and its tail wags. And you just get the feeling of thanks before it fades on the wind.
Aw.
The hell was that?
And it's at that point Mortimer in your head goes, "You did a good job, boy. Howling echoes are only created when a pack of wolves is slaughtered in cold blood."
Val kind of smiles and just relays that information back to the group.
So, like, what?
So I guess we did a mercy killing then.
It sounds like it.
Release them back.
This is the time where Hager's going to start repairing himself. Boop.
But yeah,
Do
from what
think
you gain,
something more's at work here, guys, than just the cold?
Is magic about maybe a wild magic or something? I don't know.
Isn't there always something more at work?
Well, yeah, we should be expecting it by now, I guess.
Whether it be devilish, fiendish, godly, bloody, I don't know, oozy. It's going to be something that's a bit different.
But
oh gosh, back to sleep.
yeah, you all sort of go back to where you were sleeping and cuddle up, getting back the warmth that you had just expended through fighting. And you all drift off back to sleep. And it's at this point, a little bit earlier than we normally do, but some of us have poorly voices and obviously things to do tomorrow. So I don't particularly want to keep people up late and, make them more ill or make them late for things. So we are going to end the session there for the evening. Next session on the 17th is not going to be normal campaign. It is going to be a Christmas-themed one-shot called the 12 Encounters of Christmas, which will only be we will only have Annette, Reese, Ben, and Aaron taking part in that. Potentially Nikki, but not actually heard back from Nikki yet about that, so don't know. But we will see. Unfortunately, Steph is unavailable, which is why it is a one-shot.
Yes, I'm afraid so. Work and all that.
Yeah, that it's
comes
understandable.
Yeah.
Yep. And after the 17th, our next session will not be until the new year. So sorry about that, but
Christmas
there's this thing called
break.
Christmas.
But
I hope.
What is this Christmas thing?
I mean, it's why I wrapped a whole lot of presents today. But anyway,
just to quickly jump in there, if anybody wants to find out the origins of Armatae, we do have the new YouTube channel up, and I've just dropped a link into the chat.
And our merch store's now live if you want cool Mimic t-shirts.
And I will drop that plug into chat as well, just before we say goodbye.
Okay. But as usual, guys, please stay safe in this cold time. Keep warm, and have obviously a good December. And next time, I will wish you a Merry Christmas. But until then, I have been your DM Paddy. These have been my players. I have trolled them, they have trolled me. So far, there hasn't been a mimic, but you never know. Until next time, guys, bye for now.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.